the leader of the pack as far as wins are concerned. And right now it's 31 for Ron Gillespie and 25 for Cam McGowan. 31-25 is the score. Gillespie, a 6-win margin over McGowan. Brett Miller, Jeff Nysonger, and Trevor Smith are tied for the third spot with 9 each.
These are the horses. Number 1 is Yankee Sparkle, the driver, Simpson. Number 2, James Cruiser, the Jeff Nysonger drive. Champion the Grand Prix, Colt. Number 4, Pino Blanc, Oxford Indicators. Fastest go with the 5. And number 6 is Willow said, how long in the ski? When play shows active, in the second race is the second half of the double. Number 2, Gucci Girl, the driver, Key-Girl Morgan. Key-Girl Morgan, the driver, Gucci Girl. Making holiday degree after its fortune. Fastest go with rising power for hit the pass. The early 8 and 3.
That was your post. That was your post parade from here at Washington Courthouse. We'll take a little closer look here at the 6 starters. Number 1 is Yankee Sparkle. Was scratched. Judges scratched last time he was entered on the 12th at Wilmington. The start before that was in the Buckeye Stallion Series and had a 6th place finished individually timed in 1:53 as Colt Deck from the Clarence Folk Stable. Winless this season in 10 starts, however, has been 2nd or 3rd in 5 of his last 6 starts. Colt Deck was a $48,000 purchase at the Ohio Select Sale 2 years ago. Number 4 is Pino Blanc out of Pet Rock, out of a Pinot Grigio. So if you like wine, there's your hunch play of the first race is number 4. Won its last start at Wilmington. If you look at the charted lines, he made it to the half in 55-3, made it to the 3 quarters in 125-2, came home in 33 3/5 of a second and won by a half a length. So set torrid fractions the first 3 portions of the race and held on. So Pino Blanc with Austin Hanners. Number 5 is Illini Duke. If you're wondering about the name Illini Duke, this horse was bred by the University of Illinois. So Scott Cisco will get the drive for Brian Roebuck, who owns and trains. Last start out was at Wilmington, was a fourth place finish, individually timed in 59-2. And finally, number 6 is Woo Said. The gray 3-year-old gelding by Well Said is owned and trained by Donald Williams and driven by Alan Wollums. 4 of his last 5 starts have been in 55 or 56, all of them those at Scioto Downs. So right now your betting favorite is the 2 King's Cruiser at 4-5, followed by Colt Deck the 3 at 3-1.
Well, field of 6 to go postward here in this first race. And this is always the highlight when you see 3-year-old Colt Pacers. And we got 3 divisions here tonight, so you have plenty of action. Washington Courthouse has so much history over the years. McKinley Kirk, way back in the 50s and such. Large stable of horses. I've told it before, but my first experience was selling mutual tickets here. But secondly, was doing a matinee for the Fayette County Horsemen's Association. And they had a race, the McKinley Kirk race. 8 chestnuts, 8 horses with red shadow rolls, 8 horses with red harness, 8 sulkies, all blonde and wood in color, 8 drivers, all wearing McKinley Kirk colors. Some of the drivers I can remember was McKinley Kirk, of course, Wendell Kirk.
Assistant starter.
And to make it worse, they probably weren't wearing saddle pads. They probably just had head numbers back then.
Back in those days, you're right.
They only had head numbers.
They were probably all red too, with white letters.
You had much younger eyes back then, Roger. You were fine.
Horses are going to the gate here.
Off-field
on the
of 6.
first Of a total of 12. Doug Ballinger is the call.
First division. 3-year-old Colt and Gilding
Gates in
base.
motion,
Total purse
and the horses are moving up and moving in
$12,229.
for the
This
first.
division, 4,083. They're all in behind the Mike Wapkenberg starting gate, and here they come. They rough and pacing, King's Cruiser for the lead. Yankee Sparkle to the inside. Pino Blanc comes out in third. Into the turn, Illini Duke is fourth. Colt Decked is fifth. The yearly trader, the gray, Woo said at the opening eighth. Down the backside they go, and up on the outside. Jeff Nicehunger and King's Cruiser to the front. 2 back to Yankee Sparkle second. Then it's a break of 4 to Pino Blanc third. Pino Blanc followed by Colt Decked. As they move up the backside, then in Woo said races second to last, and Illini Duke is sixth and last as they race by the opening quarter. King's Cruiser will take the field of Pacers by the quarter in 30 1/5 around the turn. Yankee Sparkle getting the 2-hole trip for Case Bateson. Third, Pino Blanc racing fourth. Colt Decked, Illini Duke, Woo said they pass the stands. They're in straight alignment as they come on over to the half. The leader, King's Cruiser, by a length and a half. Yankee Sparkle is second. Pino Blanc is third. Colt Decked is out and on the move fourth. Woo said will pick up the cover of Colt Decked and trailing the field. Illini Duke at the half in 102. They're on to the 5/8, and King Cruiser still has the lead. Buried to the inside, Yankee Sparkle. Moving up, Colt Decked now third, now second. He's on the leader's wheels. Buried to the inside, Pino Blanc. Woo said on the outside, he'll have to come 3 wide. Illini Duke stacked up third over. We got 3 in, 3 out at the 3/4. King's Cruiser and Jeff Nicehunger will guide him into the far turn. 3/4, 132 4. Nowhere to go for Yankee Sparkle. He's buried to the inside. On the outside, Colt Decked. Woo said on the outside. They have an 1/8 of a mile to pace. It's King's Cruiser racing on the outside. Colt Decked. Yankee Sparkle is second. Through the lane, King's Cruiser. Colt Decked. On the outside, Yankee Sparkle. It is King's Cruiser to take the opener.
So the win goes to King's Cruiser and Jeff Nicehunger over Colt Decked and Jack Daly. And finishing third was Yankee Sparkle with Case Bateson. Unofficial order of finish 2, 3, and 1. As King's Cruiser makes it 2 in a row in Ohio. Winner at Wilmington, today in Washington Courthouse.
Young Mr. Bateson tried to protect the rail position in the first turn and strung Jeff Nicehunger out a little bit there with the eventual winner, King's Cruiser. But King's Cruiser took the lead going into the backstretch and was able to keep everyone at bay.
Nicehunger gets his 10th win.
Hey, the ticket for
Of the
the
season.
first giveaway. Come to the grandstand if you have 6, 1, 9, 1, 1, 2, 6, 1, 9.
10
1,
wins
1,
this season
2.
for Jeff
You're
Nicehunger.
a winner.
And of course, he likes this win especially well since he is also the trainer
And,
of King's Cruiser.
and
as
that
far-
horse sort of goes against your wishes, Roger. The dam of that horse was Hurricane Queen Rose in some beach somewhere, all one word. And I know how much you like that as an announcer.
I don't mind the ones you can read. Got all the letters. And when they start putting 3 out of 6 letters or stuff like that, it makes it a little difficult. Yes, it's 10 wins for Nicehunger as a driver, his 7th as a trainer,
Right on.
as he takes the
Second
first
race.
with King's Cruiser.
Bring him on. Lady Fireworks,
King's
Bougie
Cruiser has
Girl,
been-
Banker's Fortune, Forget the Past, Whispering Willow, Rose Run, Wildcat. When you bring them out, keep them on the backside, please. Back in front of the stands, here's your winner of the first. First Division, Ohio Colt Racing Association, 3-year-old Colt base. Here's the 2, King's Cruiser. The 3-year-old bay go to the son of the Yankee Cruiser out of the Some Beach Somewhere mare. Hurricane at Queen Rose, home to Mark Gator, Grove City, Ohio. Jeff Neisinger trains and drives the winner. The mile 2:01 3/5, final half 59-2. This race sponsored by Courthouse Manor in St. Catharines. Result of the first is official. Yankee Sparkle 3, King's Cruiser the winner. Colt Deck finished second, Pino Blanc 4. Illini Duke 5 and Wu Said was 6. The mile 2:01 3/5. The quarter 30 1/5. The half 1:02. 3/4 1:32 4. The winner King's Cruiser $4, $2.20 and $2.10. Exacta $3.60. Quinella $3. Trifecta combination 2, 3 and 1 returns $11.20.
So that final half is in 59-3. The final quarter, 28-4. So the first race here at the Fayette County Fair is in the history books. The second race coming up is a first division of the 3-year-old filly trot for $5,156. A field of 6 to go postward in the second. We'll be back with that second race after these messages.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com. Most orders shipped that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio wants to thank all the breeders that supported our first season standing the trotter, Muscle Diamond. Cool Winds also welcomed the proven sire, Mr. Apples, to our stallion barn. Randy and Kim Haynes also stand the only full brother to Some Beach Somewhere, Bring on the Beach, sire of Heart of Chewbacca. Visit the Cool Winds consignment at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway Ag Center on Friday, September 17th.
Back here for the second race. Ohio Colt Racing Association Stake 3-year-old filly trot. Total purse is $10,312. This division for $5,156. Sponsored by Awesome Real Estate. The field of 6, the 2, Bougie Girl gets Kiara Morgan. That is Virgil Morgan Jr.'s daughter and a top amateur driver, but does drive quite a bit here at the county fairs. The 3, Banker's Fortune. The driver is Mickey Holliday, son of Doc Holliday. And number 4, Forget the Past, Scott Cisco, the driver. A field of 6 to go postward here in this 3-year-old filly trot. Bougie Girl was a winner last time out at Wilmington with Dan Noble in 2, 4, and 3. Raced from dead last, came up the inside in the final 1/8 of a mile to win by a length. Also winner 4 back with Brett Miller driving. That win was at Circleville in 2, 4, and 3. The 4, Forget the Past, shows a couple wins of late. Wilmington in 2:08 after an interference break at the top of the stretch, settled down and won by 4 1/4 lengths. Also a win at Ottawa in 2:03 and 2 by a length with a final quarter 28 and 3. Those 2 horses show wins in their past performances. We do have some maidens. The 1, Lady Fireworks, is 0 for 16 lifetime. Banker's Fortune did win 2 of 18 last year, 209 at Eaton. Whispering Willow 1 of 13 last year, 207 at Troy. And Rose Run Wildcat, 1 of 7 last year at Piketon, 2-7-3. So most of the horses have experienced victory, but only a few this season.
Number 2, Bougie Girl, is a full sister to Action Uncle, who was the Ohio Horse of the Year last year. Was sidelined this year with a leg injury, and hopefully we'll see Action Uncle come back as a 5-year-old.
Yeah, a broken bone. And there was talk of a breeding career starting this year, but on second thought, they said horses even can be injured further by breeding season. So they decided to give the horse plenty of stall rest, bring him back slowly, let him heal as best he can, and hopefully they'll have a real good trotter come the 5-year-old campaign.
No, it's a little off subject, but what are your thoughts on standing a stallion and racing, much like what Catch the Fire is doing? It's obviously he's been a good poster child for that this year.
I can go farther back than that, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to come up with a name. But there was a gentleman that owned a trotter in Michigan, and he would race at the Meadows on usually Friday or Saturday night, ship him home, breed mares on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, rest him on Thursday, and bring him back to the Meadows to race him Friday or Saturday. So it's been going on for years. I don't know that maybe the breeding farms like it as much as maybe others do, because of the possibility of injury or something like that on the racetrack. So,
It's probably much easier with Sugar Valley Farms being 3 miles from the Delaware County Fairgrounds. And
it was very easy. Just short ship into the fairgrounds and into the jug barn where Cam McGowan. And by the way, Cam McGowan did a superb job training this horse during the breeding season. He only had him 3 days a week, but did an excellent job. And this horse was sharp and ready to go from the get-go.
We talked a little bit about the open pace during the Next Generation broadcast that OHHA did with Frank Froz, and I don't think you could pay me enough to put a horse in the Scioto Downs Open. They seem to go hard every week, and there's 5 or 6 horses that can win every week. So the open class at Scioto Downs is quite impressive. Haven't had a post parade yet, have we?
No. Do you know where we're being streamed live? Are we on YouTube or? We are on Trot and Pace Marketing YouTube. Thank you. I hope they make that known on our OHHA Facebook page, because I'm getting texts galore from people. How's come you aren't streaming the races from Washington Courthouse?
Yeah, we're playing second fiddle from Tom Pye, the harness guy, tonight. He's got the Buckeye Stallion Series action at Bucyrus, so I guess we're the B team, Roger.
We're not playing second fiddle to Tom Pye. We're playing second fiddle to the Buckeye Stallion Series.
Yes. Do we have Ashley here tonight?
Ashley's here.
See, maybe they
Ashley
brought
Daly.
the A team here tonight if they've got Ashley here with us.
Well, I'll tell you, it's certainly a better looking crew with Ashley Daly with us, I'll tell you.
What we're referring to, Ashley Daly, is a new employee with the outreach department here at the OHHA, and she is manning the Racing with the Stars tent. So if you are here and want to go down and ask questions, Ashley will be more than willing to help. It looks like she has some canned koozies and some coloring books and some pens. So if you forgot your pen to mark your program, speaking of which, programs are available free of charge on the OHHA's website. Go to the middle section of the homepage and you shall see an area called Fairs and Programs. Click on that and you can get free programs for each of the broadcast fairs.
Racing programs at the fairs go a bit slower in the first 7 or 8 races, while there's so many warm-up trips to be had by horses warming up for races.
Does it have anything to do with the drivers trying to find their next mount?
Well, maybe a little, but basically because of the warm-ups and stuff, because you can't go to the post with the next race with warm-up horses still out on the track. So.
It looks like they have 6 speed barns here at Washington Courthouse, so it might be difficult for some of the drivers to find their next drive. If you are watching from home, we are using the saddle pads in post position order. So the red, white, or red, blue, white for first, second, and third.
Makes it much easier for fans watching to identify the horses during the race.
Yep. I just wish the thoroughbreds and harness would get together and make them the same color for both.
You know, that has been a problem for 30 years. The thoroughbreds had their own numbering system first, I'll be very honest. And Stan Bergstein came up with another system for harness racing. They were not the same. They tried for a number of years to get them correlated, but neither organization would bend. So that's why the difference.
So let's stump the voice. Number 10 is blue and red. What's number 11?
White and orange. We had it yesterday at
Three-year-old filly trot.
It's
It's
light
the
blue.
first division, $5,156, and these are the horses.
I do not remember
Number
a
one,
light
Lady
blue or
Fireworks,
Carrollton
driver
yesterday.
David Meyer.
Could be Carrollton.
Number two,
There's
Gucci Girl.
also another
Morgan drives. Three Bankers
two
Fortune with
color
Mickey
combination
Holiday.
as well.
Number four, Forget the Past. The driver Scott Cisco. Mark Winters drives the 5, Whispering Willow. And number 6 is Rose Run Wildcat. Sandy Beatty in the sulky. It's race sponsored by Awesome Real Estate. Field of 6 will go to the gate in 3 minutes. You have Win Play Show, Exacta Quinella, and Trifecta Wagering.
Field of 6. 3-year-old filly trotters in the second race.
I believe we had an additional driver's change. I think Jack Daly is out there on number 1, Lady Fireworks.
That is Jack Daly.
Sometimes we have to move on the fly.
That is one thing, and probably my biggest pet peeve about fair racing. You never know who's driving your horse until they post parade, and then even sometimes you don't know.
So number 1 is Lady Fireworks, now driven by Jack Daly for trainer owner David Meyer of Sydney, Ohio. 0 for 17 lifetime. Finished 4th at its last start at the Lebanon Warren County Fair just 2 days ago. So short comeback for Lady Fireworks. Number 2 is Bougie Girl, trained by Virgil Morgan for Howard McClellan and Wills, longtime patrons of Virgil Morgan's stable. His daughter Kiara Morgan will get the drive on Bougie Girl. Winner of 10 of 23 lifetimes. Winner her last time start at Wilmington. Number 3 is Banker's Fortune. Mick Holliday will now drive for Ken Holliday, his father. Broke just before the half in its last start just 2 days ago at the Franklin County Fair. Finished 4th, beaten 30 1/4 lengths. Number 4 is Forget the Past, now driven by Scott Cisco. A $16,000 purchase at the Buckeye Classic sale. Was interfered with in the stretch and still won by 4 1/4 lengths at Wilmington on the 13th. Number 5 is Whispering Willow for driver trainer Mark Winters. 0 for 3 this year. All 3 starts this year had breaks. So I'm sure Mark wants just a clean line today. And finally, rounding out your field, Rose Run Wildcat. Hugh Beatty owns trains and co-owns trains and drives with co-owner Larry Reif. Finished 3rd in its last 3 starts at Hilliard, Wilmington, at Scioto Downs, and the non-winners of 1.
As I looked over the racing program, we will have a number of other driver changes because we got quite a few doubles and some TBAs
Yep.
still listed.
I know there's probably not a scratch time for county fairs, but when you see Jeff Nisarner listed on 2 horses and one of them he trains, you know he's definitely going to have to drive the horse that he trains. So
A lot of times you can make that call, but doesn't always hold true. We had an interesting thing happening at Goshen where a driver was driving a horse for a trainer, a 2-horse. The trainer then accepted a catch drive on the 1. and got madder than heck when the judges wouldn't let him drive.
The rules are for everybody else but him. The field of 6 is lining up behind the Mike Woken starting gate. We're going to go to Doug Ballinger with the call for the second.
3-year-old filly trotters.
They're at the gate. Gates rolling. It's post time. Final chance to wager on the second. Field of 6, first division, 3-year-old filly trotters. $5,156. Sponsored by Awesome Real Estate. They're all in behind the gate, and here they come. They're off and trotting. Bougie Girl from the inside. Forget the past on the outside. Banker's Fortune comes out in third. Lady Fireworks the inside fourth. Whispering Willow is fifth, and Rose Run Wildcat the early trader at the opening eighth. Bougie Girl and Kiera Morgan will guide the field to the backside. Followed closely by Forget the Past second. Trotting third. Banker's Fortune. Lady Fireworks next and fourth. Two back to Whispering Willow in fifth, and Rose Run Wildcat trails the field. She's 8 lengths off the lead. They're into the turn, and Bougie Girl takes them by the quarter in 31 3/5 around the turn. Forget the past right there second. Banker's Fortune racing third. Lady Fireworks fourth. Whispering Willow trotting fifth, and Rose Run Wildcat trails the field. Field of trotters, straight alignment, passing the stands. First time coming to the half. Bougie Girl the leader by a length. Forget the Past is second. Banker's Fortune is third. Lady Fireworks is fourth. Whispering Willow fifth. Rose Run Wildcats out and on the move from sixth as they race past the half, and 103 1/5 on the 5/8. Bougie Girl by 2 lengths. Forget the Past tracking that leader. 3.5 back to Banker's Fortune third. A length back to Lady Fireworks, who races some 7 lengths off the lead. Rose Run Wildcat second to last, and Whispering Willow is sixth and last at the 3/4. Bougie Girl, Kiera Morgan take them by 3/4, 133 3, and Bougie Girl opens up with every stride by 3, now by 4. Forget the Past second. Lady Fireworks is third off the turn. Rose Run Wildcat on the outside. Filly Trotters turn for home. It's all Bougie Girl on the outside. Lady Fireworks coming to the line. Bougie Girl to take the second. Forget the Past second. Lady Fireworks third. Finishing fourth, Rose Run Wildcat.
So the winner is Bougie Girl and Kiera Morgan.
The mile 204 2/5.
Finishing second was Forget the Past with Scott Cisco. Lady Fireworks with Jack Daly was third. Quarters 31 3. The half 103 1. 3/4 133 3. The mile 204 2. That's the final half in 101 1. The final quarter 30 4/5. As Bougie Girl gets the fourth win in 11 and 2 in a row in Ohio. By the way, folks watching the broadcast tonight, be sure you text where you're watching from. Every month we will have a drawing to determine a prize package winner from those that have signed up.
Quickly,
If you
9976.
If you sign up one time during the month, that is enough. So you've already signed up for the month of July. You don't have to sign up again. But once a month, please sign up.
Kiera Morgan, when they came by the stands the first time, I think her arms may be about 4 inches longer because she had quite a hold of Bougie Girl.
It was interesting to see now. Here, Kiera put Bougie Girl on the front end at Wilmington. Dan Noble driving. Decided to trail the field.
I think I'll side with Kiera Morgan on this. I think it's much easier to race from front to try to find room in the lane. in the pre-race, we were talking about number
Back
5,
in front of the
Whistling Willow.
stands, here's your winner of the second, First Division, Ohio Colt Racing Association 3-year-old filly trot. Here's the 2, Bougie Girl. 3-year-old Bay Philip, Uncle Peter out of the Broadway home there. Action Broadway. Carl Howard.
Big guy with
Joyce
the black shirt
McClellan,
and black
Larry
hat.
Willis,
is
Virgil Morgan
Kara's
Jr.
brother,
trains.
Trey.
Kiara Morgan in the sulky, trotting a mile, 2:04, 2/5. This race sponsored by Awesome Real Estate.
Grandpa Carroll in the winner's circle as well with Kara.
Results are official for the second. Number 1, Lady Fireworks 3.
Brian Southward is the
Number 2,
caretaker.
Bougie Girl, the winner.
Trey is
The 3
holding
bankers, Fortune
Brian's
6.
son.
Number 4, Forget the Past 2.
So they got everybody.
Number 5, Whispering Willow 5. And number 6, Rose Run Wildcat 4. The mile, 2:04, 2/5. The quarter, 31 and 3. The half, 103 and 1. 3/4, 133 and 3.
Third race is coming out next. It's up in about 10 minutes.
In that second race, once again, the order of finish. Number 1, Lady Fireworks was third. Bougie Girl was the winner. Banker's Fortune finished 6th. Forget the Past was second. Whispering Willow 5th. Rose Run Wildcat was 4th. Again, the time, 2:04 and 2. Third race coming up is the first division of the 3-year-old filly pace. $5,616, the first of 2 divisions, sponsored by WCR Incorporated. Field of 6 to go postward in the third here at the Fayette County Fair. Back with more in a moment.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Selling your horse? Sell for free. No fees, no commissions. The only free auction site in the industry. There's no problem selling your horse at harnesshorseauction.com.
Third race coming up. Number 2, Charming Illusion, make the driver Mickey Holiday. Number 5, Rockin' Moon, the driver Jack Daly. And number 6, DeSerrano Hill, Jeff Nysonger will drive.
We'll need another driver on either the 1 or the 3. Austin Hanners is talented, but I don't think he can handle both of them in the same race.
Yeah, if they were beside each other, there might be a chance. Might hitch him up to a chariot or something, you know.
I think we just got our answer. Willie the filly will be driven by Mark Winters Jr.
Willie the filly, Mark Winters Jr. Reminds me of Freshman Focus when I asked Mark Winters Sr. When I called him Senior, he quickly corrected me. I am Mark Winters, the original. He does not like Senior. So in this third race coming up, we do have some winners. Willie the filly was scratched sick last time entered, but before that was a winner at Scioto in 1:56. The 6th horse, Disaronno Hill, was a winner last time out at Scioto in 53-4, and also 5 back at Circleville in 2 minutes and a fifth. The other horses have not won in their past performance lines, which appear in the racing program. Fact is, the 2 horse, Charming Illusion, remains a maiden, 0 for 5, a lifetime. The 4, Sonnets Hanover, is a maiden, 0 for 10, a lifetime. So we got a couple maidens.
I think Sonnets Hanover came here to the fairs so we couldn't draw the 9 or the 10 hole. He's been racing at Scioto Downs in the Buckeye Stallion Series, and non-winners of 1. Has had the 10, and the 9 in its last 3 starts. So came to the county fair, and they gave her the 4 hole.
The grandstand continuing to fill up as the evening wears on.
I'm a little worried though, Roger. Roxy looks like she's wearing down. She's like sleeping.
She's just taking a little breather here. Uh-oh, she's yawning. She's yawning.
She's yawning.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
Roxy in the final just gave a big yawn. I don't know what that means.
Uh-oh. And here comes Roxy's competitor down the stairs.
Oh, another one.
That one looks a little heavier than Roxy. I'm going with Roxy.
Roxy's 7 months old.
So she should have puppy energy. So
they actually start in a starting gate, not a mobile gate, but a
box,
so to speak.
And Roxy's owner told us that he puts his granddaughter on the far end, so Roxy runs as fast as she can towards his granddaughter. So looks like some good strategy by Roxy. There is no pari-mutuel wagering on the dog races, are there?
Dog racing is not permitted for wagering purposes in the Buckeye State.
In Wheeling, we could get by with it.
Now, there might be some side bets going on.
We might have a side bet. I found Roxy first.
So you mean I can't take Roxy?
Well,
okay, you take Roxy and give me the field.
I can do that. So, field of 6.
That, by the way, the dog race, the Wiener Dog Race, comes up after the 12th harness event.
And I think we've bribed Trot and Pace Marketing to show that for us?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
We got the Wiener. We got the thumbs up from Tim regarding the Wiener Dog Race.
If we can show the outhouse race
exactly
from Circleville, we certainly can show the Wiener Dog Race from Washington Courthouse.
I agree with this.
And rumor has it, Roger, the winning dog gets $500 in a trophy this big. And I'm holding my hand about 4 feet off the ground.
And an invitation to go for the Buckeye State Championship at Canfield, Ohio, I believe on Labor Day.
See? Labor Day weekend, we should be at Northfield Park watching the Sire Stakes final on Sunday.
That's Saturday night.
It's Sunday, I thought.
Well, Sunday night.
Yeah, okay, Sunday night, yeah. So if you want a double, you can go to Canfield for the Wiener Dog final and then drive over to Northfield Park.
The opposite.
Oh, so it is Labor Day. Okay.
Sunday night would be at Northfield, then make the trip to Canfield for the Wiener Dog Championship.
Forgive me, my Wiener Dog knowledge isn't the best. I asked Roger on the way here, why don't we have Labrador Retriever races, or why don't we have Poodle races? Why is it always the Wiener Dogs? And your answer was?
Because some tracks also want a hot dog promotion where they sell hot dogs at half price.
Well, you just said also that Wiener Dog was a lot funnier to say than Labrador Dog.
Well, I actually call the Wiener Dogs at Canfield.
You've called pigs at Delaware.
Pigs, yeah.
You've called the pig races at Delaware, so. I think we should find Doug Ballinger for delaying the post parade here, Roger.
The funniest one we ever did was baby races at the Pittsburgh Zoo.
Okay.
They had age limits, a year and under, 1 to 3, all age groups.
I assume that the owners of the Wiener dogs are pretty high maintenance, and I'm pretty sure the mothers at the baby races were a lot more high maintenance.
But I'll tell you one thing, good time was had by one and all.
Uh-oh. Roxy's competitors trying to psych her out. Maybe Tim can swing by and get a picture of Roxy so people know what we're talking about. That big robotic thing he has here.
Speaking, I think he will do it.
All right.
Hey, Roxy. Hey, Roxy, you're on camera.
See, Roxy looks like a fighter right there. Roger and I aren't losing it. We're not talking about animals that aren't really here. They are here.
Well, I'll tell you, Lisa Swartz has been talking about this Wiener Dog Race since the matinee here at Washington Courthouse.
Rumor has it she's the promoter. She gets
She is.
10% of all the gate
She's
receipts.
she's the Don King of Wiener Dog Racing.
Doug Ballinger's asking for one more horse to come out on the track. In the meantime, number 4, Sonnets Hanover has decided to take a little stroll through the infield. Seeing a lot more of that now at the county fairs.
Yeah.
Not only at the raceways, we're also seeing a lot of it here at the county fairs.
It relaxes horses.
Absolutely. And this county fair has done a much better job of eliminating a lot of the obstructions in the infield. It's some farm equipment in the first turn, but the rest of the
Horses are on the track.
we have all 6 on the track, grading the post for the 3rd.
This is $5,616, sponsored by WCR Incorporated. A field of 6, and these are the horses. Number 1 is Willie the Filly, the driver Mark Winters Jr. Number 2 is Charming Illusion, driven by Mickey Holiday. Number 3, Queen of Cambridge, the driver Austin Hanners. Scott Sisko the 4, Sonnets Hanover. Number 5 is Rockin' Moon, driven by Jack Daly. And number 6, Deserano Hill, Jeff Nysonger in the sulky. Win, place, show, exact, Quinella, trifecta, dollar superfecta. Post time in 3 minutes. Don't be shut out.
6 of them to go postward. 3-year-old filly pacers.
Take a little closer look at the 6 contestants for the 3-year-old filly pace. Number 1 is Willie the Filly. Mark Winters Jr. will drive for Tyler Van Roden, the trainer. Scott Rooks and Tyler Van Roden are the co-owners. This horse has been away from the track since June 23rd. Won her race on the 23rd at Scioto Downs, non-winners of 1 for fillies and mares, was scratched sick on the 4th of July at Northfield Park. Number 2 is Charming Illusion for Mickey Holiday. Charles Vigneron is the owner-trainer. Been racing at the Meadows in Northfield Park. It's 5 starts this year. Best is a 3rd place finish in its first career start at the Meadows on May 5th. Number 3 is Queen of Cambridge. Danny Collins trains. We saw Danny in the Midway earlier carrying some pastries or some fair food back to the barn, so needs to work that off. Queen of Cambridge, last start was on July 8th. Was scheduled to start on July 8th, was scratched sick. The race before that was June 27th at Northfield Park. The Buckeye Stallion Series event was in contention until the last 8th and finished 6th, beaten 11 1/4 lengths. Number 4 is Sonnets Hanover. Scott Sisko will drive for Mark Winters. Sonnets Hanover has been saddled with poor post positions last 3 starts. As we mentioned earlier, the 10, the 10, and the 9 hole at Scioto Downs. We'll get the 4 hole tonight. Number 5 is Rockin' Moon with Jack Daly for Earl Owings. Richard Owings is the owner. Led every step of the mile last start at Scioto Downs until the final 8th. Was beaten 5th, a length and 1/4 in 56 1. If that wasn't heartbreaking enough, Rocking Moon, 2 starts back, was the winner, but was disqualified and placed 2nd. And finally rounding out the field is Deserrano Hanover. Deserrano Hill for Jeff Nysonger, Virgil Morgan, Carl Howard, Trey Morgan, Kiera Morgan, and Virgil actually owns a piece of this as well. Last start was a Buckeye Stallion Series event on July 15th. Was 7th at the quarter and won by a half a length in 53-4. This filly has made $63,000 lifetime.
Field of 6 getting together and have been called to the gate by starter Michael Walkenberg. We're ready for the third of 12 from Washington Courthouse.
$616, sponsored by WCR Incorporated. A field of 6. They're all in behind the Mike Weckenberg starting gate, and here they come. Rough and pacing Deserrano Hill, fast out of the gate on the outside. Willie the filly on the inside. Between horses as they move into the turn. Queen of Cambridge, they're 3 wide. Getting away for Sonnets Hanover, racing 5th. Charming Illusion, and trailing the field is Rockin' Moon. Down the backside they go. Up on the outside, Jeff Nysonger and Deserrano Hill to the front. Queen of Cambridge will get the 2-hole trip. Right there, 3rd. Willie the filly, Sonnets Hanover 4th. Then it's a break of 5 to Charming Illusion, and trailing the field as they race by the quarter and move into the turn is Rockin' Moon, racing some 10 to 12 lengths off the lead. They race by the quarter in 29 seconds. Round the turn to the 3/8. Deserrano Hill shows the way. Queen of Cambridge racing 2nd, racing 3rd. Willie the filly moving to the outside from 4. Sonnets Hanover racing 5th. Charming Illusion, the trailer. Rockin' Moon, 5 in, 1 out at the half. Deserrano Hill takes the field of pacers past the half in 1:01. They're on their way to the 5/8. Deserrano Hill, the leader by a length and a half. 2nd, Queen of Cambridge on the outside, moving up with every stride. Sonnets Hanover buried to the inside. Willie the filly is 4th. Charming Illusion is 5th. Rockin' Moon trails the field. They're at 3/4. Deserrano Hill, the leader by a length. Queen of Cambridge is 2nd. Sonnets Hanover 3rd. 4th, Willie the filly racing 5th. Charming Hill. Rockin' Moon 6th. 3/4. 1:30 3/5. Little better than an 1/8 of a mile to come. Deserrano Hill, the leader. Sonnets Hanover to the outside. Down the stretch they come. Deserrano Hill. Sonnets Hanover after the leader. Deserrano Hill's almost there. Deserrano Hill, Queen of Cambridge, and Sonnets Hanover.
So the win goes to
the mile 1:59, 4/5.
Deserrano Hill, Jeff Nysonger. Queen of Cambridge was 2nd. Home 3rd was Sonnets Hanover.
Interesting.
1:59-4.
Sorry to cut you off. Interesting. Jeff Nysonger, because of his fantastic drive, now puts Virgil Morgan ahead of himself in the drivers' standings here tonight. Jeff's 2nd win and Virgil Morgan's 2nd training win of the day.
So Nysonger and Morgan teeing them up. Nysonger is the driver. He's 11th
at
on the season.
1:30,
Fairs.
1:59-4.
Morgan gets win number 7 at the fairs this season.
We had some corrections to the quarter times.
Oh, did they?
29 seconds.
Here's your winner
We'll give those to you after Doug gives them.
of the 3rd race. First Division 3-year-old filly pace, number 6, Deserrano Hill, the 3-year-old bay Philippa Racing Hill. Out of the well-said mare, Beautiful Hill, is owned by Carl Howard. Kiara and Trey Morgan. Virgil Morgan of Ohio. Virgil Morgan Jr. trains. Jep Nicesonger in the sulky. The mile, 1:59 4/5. This race sponsored by WCR Incorporated.
Trey's the caretaker of this one. He's off babysitting duty. Kier is now on babysitting duty.
They didn't correct the finish time, though, did they?
The finish time, it did not. It's 29 seconds, 1 minute and 1/5, 1:30 and 1:59 and 4. Last half in 59 and 3.
1:30 flat?
That's what he said. It's tough here without the teletimers. You got to rely on someone whispering in your ear.
Results are official. Number 1, Willie the Philly, 6. Number 2, Charming Illusion, 5. 3, Queen of Cambridge, 2. Number 4, Sonnets Hanover, 3. The 5, Rockin' Moon, 4. Number 6, Deserano L, the winner. The mile, 1:59 and 4. Fractional times, 29. 1 minute, 1/5 and 1:30. Top down reach, 6.52, 3.4, 1 on the bottom.
Fourth race coming up. Mark Winters Jr. drives the 2. MJS Wishing for Pete. First division, 2-year-old Colt trot. $5,724, a field of 6. And we'll have that fourth race from Washington Courthouse after these important messages.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres, doing our best to bring you the best.
With more than 300,000 horses in Ohio, the economic impact of the equine industry in the state is over $2.8 billion. Much of that value comes from standardbred horse owners, breeders, trainers, and drivers who participate in the sport of harness racing. The mission of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association is to preserve, protect, promote, and serve the entire standardbred industry in Ohio and beyond. To learn more about the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association, go to ohha.com. That's ohha.com.
Back here at the Fayette County Fair in Washington Courthouse, getting ready for the fourth race, Ohio Colt Racing Association Stake. 2-year-old Colt trotters, first of 2 divisions. This for $5,724, sponsored by Bayford Ford. Field of 6 to go to the post. Winner last time out at Wilmington, Mr. Steele in 2:09. Horse may have raced at the Warren County Fair, but we do not have that particular line.
He finished second, beaten 2 3/4 lengths.
Also a winner, 5 back at Circleville in 2 minutes and a 1/5. And believe it or not, that's the only winner in the past performance. The 2-horse, MJS Wishing for Pete, Mark Winters Jr., the driver, first official start. We've mentioned it before at the county fairs in Ohio. No qualifying lines are needed. You can start with without any qualifier whatsoever. And that is the case for the 2, MJS Wishing for Pete. The others have raced, but are maiden so far. Mr. Steele actually 5 starts with 2 wins and 2 seconds, so he's been quite consistent. And I am assuming that the one, Mr. Steele, is named for the general manager at one time, Bob Steele.
Longtime general manager of Scioto Downs.
Yeah.
I think everyone has a Bob Steele story.
More than one. I have several. He disqualified me twice at Delaware, and I was totally innocent.
Totally?
Totally.
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 All right. I'm going to take a step back in case a lightning bolt comes down here and strikes you.
Of course, one time he left me up and fined the other guy. So.
Well, that's more like it. Roger Hughes is the owner, trainer, driver of Mr. One, Mr. Steele.
Who for a small stable is doing quite well. I think he's got 5 wins already at the fairs this season.
He's got a 326 training average, so that's quite impressive. We'll have to get you an updated program there, Roger.
Well, supposedly I have a.
I'm using the one that Susan Schroeder emailed us.
Oh.
So.
I like the programs that actually have the.
Has the ads in it?
Well, no, not so much the ads, but the front cover.
Oh, okay.
And they're stapled together. I'm old school.
Oh, I agree. If it's a new track I've never been to, I actually keep the programs.
Yeah.
But I didn't keep Lebanon Raceway from February of 2007 because I went there every other weekend. And
From 1960 to 1983, 24 years, I kept every single racing program I announced.
Even at the Meadows, all the Meadows.
Okay. The Meadows programs are in a library up by the announcer's booth dating back into the 60s.
Okay.
They're all bound and everything.
The night of the Next Generation, I went in to see Jason Roth in his office, and he showed me all the bound volumes of those programs. They have them back. And I happened to pull out one in 1972, and wouldn't you know it, I opened it up, and I found my dad's horse, the very first race I looked at. I said, there was someone looking after me.
That was fate.
That was fate. So, driven by Russ Baldwin.
Anyway, getting back to the story that finally when we moved from Upper St. Clair to Washington, Pennsylvania, my wife at the time says, something's got to go. We didn't have that much storage space, and you can imagine how many boxes of racing programs we had over those years.
So you had to get her a new house?
So we got rid of, I say we, she got rid of all the racing programs.
Okay.
And you do not know how much I have regretted that over the years. I would give anything to get those racing programs from 1960 back.
Well, I have all the Little Brown Jug programs except for the first year.
Yeah.
So if anyone has the first year and wants to donate it to a good
the
cause.
1946?
1946 I do not have. I have 1947. But I have a bunch of the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from the 70s and 60s. So it's always fun to look back. In fact, I saw they had a youth driving championship in Ohio, and Brian Brown participated as a driver. So I took a picture of that and tweeted it out. Whatever happened to that Brian Brown kid?
He's probably grooming horses somewhere.
I heard Doug say they were all on the track. Oh. I guess we need 2 more.
Don't forget, the racer, fourth race, the trot was a no 153. Trot, baby, trot. Get your tickets up for the next story.
I thought his phrase was pace, baby, pace.
Well.
42 more, come right on. Bring right on.
I feel bad for the lady who has to sit by him all night.
And you know, when Pacey talks to you, he talks the same way.
He's really loud, yes.
Yeah.
So, the Wizardites. Is that what he calls his fans, the Wizardites? Do we have voiceites?
No.
What are we then, voicins? We got to come up with a Roger Houston fan club. How's that? Dues will be $20 a year.
No.
You can make special appearances at lunches.
I do that.
You don't want to? Uh-oh. Roxy looks like she's sleeping.
She will go. She'll be all right.
We can have the Roger Houston Fan Club, $20 a year membership. Make comments if you're willing to join a Roger Houston Fan Club.
No, come on, Jay. Come on, Jay.
We could do this.
No, Jay.
It's your retirement.
No, Jay.
All right. Could I be an honorary member?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Now that'll cost you 20. You it'll cost.
The honorary is $20.
Yeah.
So.
It's funny, I get so many pictures that I post on Facebook, and they always tease me about that. But I have an awful lot of friends in this business.
After 60 years, you should.
Yeah, something like that.
I see 6 on the track. So hopefully we'll get post-paraded here in a moment.
Actually, we started at 4:30.
30.
5:30. We are running way behind schedule.
Ohio Racing Association, Pino Blanc, First Division, this division, $5,724.
I always like to get 5 races in
These are the
the
horses.
first hour.
Number 1 is Mr. Steele, the driver Roger
9
Hughes
after 2
Jr.
hours. 14 after 3.
Number 2, MJ Wishing for Pete, driven by Mark Winters Jr. Mark Winters drives the 3, Jasmine Deep. Number 4, Rose Run Ecstatic with Mike Paul Amos. Sandy Beatty the 5, Doo-Wop Blue. And number 6, Ted's Team, Ty Van Roden in the sulky. Win, place, show, exact, Quinella trifecta. Post time in 3 minutes. Don't be shut out. Just 3 minutes to post time. Those lines will be
I am getting so many text messages on my phone about post time at Bucyrus. When's the signal going to be up? Where can I get the races from Washington Courthouse?
Not about your fan club, though. All right. We'll take a closer look at the 6 here in the 4th. This first division of the 2-year-old Colt Trot, going for a purse of $5,724. There'll be 2 divisions. Number 1 is Mr. Steele, owned, trained, and driven by Roger Hughes Jr. 2 wins, 2 seconds, and 5 starts this season. Last time out was just 2 days ago at the Warren County Fair. A 2-length defeat. He was individually timed in 2:08 and 3. Number 2, MJ's Wishing for Pete. Mark Winters Jr. will get the drive. Doyle Bross owns and trains. First start for this 2-year-old Uncle Peter Gelding. Number 3 is Jazzman's Deep. Mark Winters will drive and train for JR Stable of Orion, Ohio. Mr. Winters put the trotting hobbles on Jazzman Deep last start, and he responded by staying flat, a second-place finish at Wilmington, individually timed in 2:10 and 3/5. Number 4 is Rose Run Ecstatic. Mike Polhamus is the owner and driver. This horse broke and was distanced 5th at Wilmington, its one and only start on July 12th. Number 5 is Doo-Wop Blue, reigned and trained by Hugh Beatty Jr. Lawrence Crawford of Woodstock, Georgia. This will be Doo-Wop Blue's 2nd career start. First one was a 3rd-place finish at Wilmington. And rounding out the field is Ted's Team, co-owned, trained, and driven by Ty Van Roden, and co-owned by Scott Rooks.
You know, I just, neither the card if I'm understanding this, neither the racing program at Washington Courthouse or Bucyrus is on our Facebook page. Neither one of them.
The past performances?
We are on the www.ohha.com page.
Okay.
And it doesn't appear that people can make comments because I see no comment section.
That might be a good thing for me.
But I know for a fact we are on the live stream, www.ohha.com.
Mike Wilkenberg is moving the starting gate in position. The 2 to 5 bettor's choice is Mr. Steele, as we mentioned. The only entry in this 6-horse field with lifetime wins, 2 seconds, and 5 career starts.
Field of 6 to do battle. 2-year-old Colt trotters. Most seasoned veteran, Mr. Steele.
Starter has called him to the gate.
Has the rail.
First division, 2-year-old Colt and Gelding Trotters, $5,724. Sponsored by Bedford Ford, a field of 6. I'd like to welcome everyone in out there watching on the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association Facebook. Trotters are all in behind the gate, and here they come. Going for the lead, MJ's wishing for Pete in the middle of the track. From the inside, Mr. Steele coming out between horses. Jasmine Deep, Rose Run Ecstatic as he races into the turn. Trotting over to the opening 8. Ted's team on the outside, up the backside by the opening 8. MJ's wishing for Pete. Mark Winters Jr. lead the way by 5 lengths. Doo-Wop Blue trotting second. Mr. Steele next and third. Ted's team is 4th, racing 5th. Rose Run Ecstatic and trailing the field, Jasmine Deep by the quarter. MJ's wishing for Pete takes the Trotters by the quarter, 32 2/5. Here comes Mr. Steele and Roger Hughes Jr. on the outside. Doo-Wop Blue racing 3rd. Ted's team is 4th. Rose Run Ecstatic is 5th and trailing the field, Jasmine Deep. Field of Trotters past the stand for the first time and up on the outside. Mr. Steele to grab the lead. MJ's wishing for Pete is 2nd. Doo-Wop Blue 3rd. Ted's team 4th. 5th on the outside. Jasmine Deep and Rose Run Ecstatic shuffled the last. Halfway home, 104 1/5. On to the 5/8 they trot. It's Mr. Steele showing away by 3.5. MJ's wishing for Pete is 2nd. Doo-Wop Blue 3rd. Ted's team is 4th. Then it's 4 to 5 lengths back to Jasmine Deep. Trailing the field, Rose Run Ecstatic. Straight alignment going to 3/4. Mr. Steele opens up. He has a 5-length lead. MJ's wishing for Pete 2nd. Doo-Wop Blue moves to the outside 3rd. 3/4 in 1:35. Ted's team is 4th. Jasmine Deep is 5th. Rose Run Ecstatic trails. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. It is Mr. Steele drawing away with every stride. But here comes Doo-Wop Blue. Mr. Steele's gonna need the line. Mr. Steele will get there in the nick of time. Doo-Wop Blue 2nd. Photo for win, hold all tickets.
That was a horse race.
Did you have a better, where is the finish?
Photo for win.
I think I'm behind the cameraman, so I couldn't see the actual finish line.
I think Doug Ballinger called number 1 Mr. Steele.
I thought it was.
Attention! 2, 8,
4, 7, 6, 3, 2, 8, 4, 7, 6, 0, 3.
So we'll wait the photo for finish.
I'm going out on a limb. I'll say number 1.
I wrote 1 in my program.
Roger Hughes had a very interesting, he made a little bobble at the start and gave the field about a 5-length lead, and MJ's wishing for Pete, the first-time starter, found himself on top by about 7 lengths into the first turn. So, but Mr. Steele showed his class and made up the distance and took the lead before past the half. Now we just got to see if he held on.
Photo shows the 1 over the 5. 1 Mr. Steele over
Doug
the 5.
Ballinger has
We'll
announced
take it.
1-5.
1 over the 5.
You said that Roger Hughes has done quite well this season at the fairs.
Hugh Beatty wishes the race was 1 mile and 10 feet because he would have won then.
That is the second win this season as a driver for Roger Hughes. However, as a trainer,
We have a winner.
it is quite different, as he has a total of 6 wins on the year.
Here's your winner of the 4th, the first division of the 2-year-old Colt Trot, number 1, Mr. Steele. The 2-year-old Big Old Son of Long Tom. Out of the SJ's Caviar Mare, Caviar Call. Alba Roger Hughes Jr., Jamestown. Roger Hughes Jr. trains and drives the winner. The mile 2:07 2/5, a lifetime mark for Mr. Steele as they take the first division of the 2-year-old Trot, sponsored by Bedford Ford. The winner, $3, $240 and $220. 1.5 exact, $9.80. Quinella, $10.80. 152 try, $22.60. Result of the 4th is official. Number 1, Mr. Steele, the winner. Number 2, MJ's Wishing for Pete, 3. Number 3, Jasmine Deep, 4. 4, Rose Run Ecstatic, 6. Number 5, Doo-Wop Blue, 2. And the 6, Ted's Team, finished 5th in 2:07 and 2/5. The quarter, 32 and 2. The half, 104 and 1. 3/4, 135. Top down reads 1, 3, 4, 6, 2, 5 on the bottom. 5th race is coming up next, and it's up in about 10 minutes. Number 1, Capriana Star, will be driven by Jack Daly. Jack Daly will drive the 1. Number 4, Descent Sawyer, will be driven by Jeff Nysonger. Jeff Nysonger drives the 4.
Number 8, Little T, driven by Brian Georges. Brian Georges, Little T. Capriana Star. Little Way to Mom, Eagle, Descent Sawyer.
Did you get those changes?
Yes, I did.
Because I couldn't hear them.
Number 1 will be driven by Jack Daly.
Okay,
Number 4, Decent Sawyer, will be driven by Jeff Nysonger.
thank you.
And number 8, Little T, will be driven by trainer Brian Georges.
Brian Georges.
And we'll take a complete look at the 5th race field after a few messages from our sponsor.
Thank you.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio is a full-service standardbred breeding facility that specializes in stallion management. Cool Winds Farm stands the popular Dancing Yankee, whose first crop hit the ground this year and are great-looking individuals. Cool Winds is also standing Rockin' Amadeus, sire of world champion Ocean Rock. Be sure to inspect the Cool Winds yearlings at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway on September 17th.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com. Most orders shipped that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Back here at the Fayette County Fair in Washington Courthouse, the 5th race coming up. This is an overnight event. This means it's not a stake. It's for non-winners of $1,500 lifetime. Also eligible non-winners $500 in 2021. Now that means a horse could possibly have won $180,000. But if he's non-winners of $500 this year, you'd be eligible the way I read it.
Well, in fact, number 3,
Eagle Scoot.
Eagle A. Scootin has $164,000 in career earnings,
Yeah.
but this is his first start of 2021, so therefore he gets in with the also eligible, the non-winners of 500 this year.
I always like to look, even at the parimutuel tracks, when you see conditions like that, who did the race secretary write the race for? Oh, we got
now we're talking. So much for the 8-horse.
Roxy. Roxy. Oh, does he know he's got the 9-hole?
Roxy.
Hey, Roxy. Go tell him, give him the bad news.
I'm not going to give him the bad news.
Go give him the bad
9-hole.
news.
Yes. Roxy, you're 12 pounds? That dog cannot be 12 pounds. No. So how Tilly is only 7 pounds? That's got to be a little wiener dog. Now what's your name? So now you stand at the other end, young lady, and you tell Roxy to come towards you? And Roxy listens?
Here, Jay. It's on.
What?
Now, what's your role here in the Wiener Dog Races?
I ain't talking.
Anytime you put a microphone in front of somebody, then all of a sudden they clam up. But you're.
Well, will the 9-hole, will post 9 hurt Roxy?
Will the post 9 hurt Roxy?
Nah, she'll come right out of the hole.
Okay.
Roger, what do you think of? You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Tilly is only 7 pounds.
Roxy will probably open up as much as we talked about Roxy, about 7 to 5. Anyway, 5th race come up. Lisa Swartz brought us the entries in the post positions for that dog race.
But I notice there's not past performance lines.
No
So
past performance.
How do we know if Samson Lee?
Who won
the?
I was wondering.
Roxy finished second, so
are the weights pretty even?
Well, I said
12, 11, 15,
I said to Roxy's
13.
owner, Roxy cannot be 12 pounds, and he says
well, that's
absolutely.
what they told me early on. You know. The heaviest dog is 15 pounds, and the lightest dog is 7 pounds.
Yeah, I want to see number 5 Tilly at 7 pounds.
Yeah, wow. Okay, get back to horse racing. Non-winners of 1,500 life, also eligible non-winners 521. Pacers, a purse of $700. Field of 8 to go postward. The 2, Love the Way You Lie. Brian George's trains, Alan Willems drives, was 3rd last time out, 54-3.
We have a bunch of first-time starters.
Second place finish for C.W. Stickman. That was back in February the 9th. A win last year for Captain Colley, Case Bateson. That win, though, was on October the 27th at Hollywood Dayton. Little T shows a 3rd place finish in 2:05 at Paulding.
You got to love condition races at fairs because you can have the 2, which is a 2-year-old gelding, and next to a 12-year-old gelding, number 3 Eagle A Scootin.
I remember last year I got a text message from a horseman wondering why more fairs do not write overnight races for the horses. That basically the county fairs have become a stake racing type of races, no overnights. And I said most generally that some of them will have open trots and paces and things like that. But I have noticed this year coming back, a number of fairs do have some overnight races such as this.
Well, I'm sure if you would talk to all the fair boards, it all comes down to one thing, and that's money. And with COVID last year and the lack of fans in the stands in person, there was obviously no simulcast wagering on fair events. So it's nice to see a nice crowd here tonight, Roger.
And it's
beautiful.
They're
night.
still coming in.
Yeah.
Still coming in. I really mean this. The time we get to that Wiener Dog Race, this grandstand's going to be packed. On top of the fact that this is community night, so to speak. With all
Maybe
the
it was
prizes
because we've been
given away.
promoting the heck out of Roxy. Everyone wants to see Roxy now. 8-horse field. We'll go to Doug Ballinger with the post parade.
The driver, Jack Daly. Number 2, Love the Way You Lie. Alan Willems drives. Number 3, Eagle of Scootin' with Scott Cisco. Jeff Nysonger, the 4, Descent Sawyer. Number 5, C.W. Stickman, driven by Austin Hanners. 6 is Pine Flirt, Clayton Piper. 7, Captain Cully off the second tier with Keith Bateson. And also off the second tier is the 8, Little T. Brian Georges in the sulky. When play show exact to Quinella, trifecta wagering. Post time in 3 minutes. Don't be shut out. 3 minutes to post.
I only saw 7 horses parade.
Here comes one coming out of the draw gate right now.
Case Bateson.
Fine him. Just joking,
He
Steve.
missed
Just
the
joking,
post parade.
Steve. Just joking, Steve.
Oh, you'd pay his fine.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
We'll take a little deeper look into this field of 8.
I'll tell you, one thing I've noticed this year more than any, the judges at the county fairs are being very impatient on horses coming to the track. And I think at a normal fair, we probably post parade 4 or 5 races a day without a horse, because the judges will wait so long and say, go ahead and parade them, because it's not fair,
It's not fair for the
to
ones-
the others that are already out there on the racetrack.
Especially if it's hot. It's a beautiful night tonight, so I'm sure that's not a concern. Nice breeze coming out of looks like the northwest. Take a little deeper look here at the field of 8 for the $700 pace, non-winners of $1,500 lifetime, or non-winners of $500 this year. Capriana Star, number 1, will be driven by Jack Daly for John Ingram. Has just one qualifying effort, a 7th place finish at Hoosier Park. Number 2 is Love the Way You Lie. Alan Willems will drive for the first horse of the Brian Georges duo, the 2-year-old gelding. Now this is interesting. It's been racing at Hoosier Park in the Red Mile in Lexington, Kentucky. So very forgiving surface, big wide turns at the Red Mile, then comes here to the county fair at Washington Courthouse. So we'll see how number 2 does in the first turn. Number 3 is Eagle A Scootin', 12-year-old gelding, driven and trained by Scott Cisco, making its first start of 2021. Number 4 is Decant Sawyer, Jeff Nysonger for Timothy Reck, the trainer, owner, co-owner with Mr. Ty Hines Jr. First start of 2021. 0 for 24 last season, so looking for a paycheck today. C.W. Stickman will be number 5 with Austin Hanners. Travis Redden is the trainer and owner, also making its first start of 2021. Number 6 is Pine Flirt. Clayton Pfeiffer, the 17-year-old, will be driving for Paul Douglas Pfeiffer of Waverly and Dustin Pfeiffer, the Pfeiffer affair. This is a 5-year-old maiden. Not only is it a maiden, it is making its very first career start. So very patient training here by the Pfeiffers to send Pine Flirt out after in his 5-year-old season for its first start. Case Bateson will drive Captain Cully at the number 7. Last start was January 12th at Miami Valley, a 10th place finish. So they've given this Always a Virgin gelding some time off. Jeff Brewer trains for Webb and Collins of Kentucky.
Yeah, this race is...
And the last one running out the field is Little T. Will now be driven by trainer Brian Georges for Bradley Woodruff of Sabina, Ohio. 2 starts, 1 third place finish, and that was at the Paulding Fair on June 15th. So a little bit of everything here, Roger.
It's mainly for horses that haven't done anything for a while, because I think Capriana Star, a 7th place finish, Eagle A Scootin', 3 8s and 2 9s, Decent Sawyer, 3 ninths, a 7th, 8th, and a 5th. So a lot of these horses, it's been a while since they got a check.
5 starts for the entire field this year.
1 through 6 on the gate to 7 and 8 are trailers in the second tier.
Here they come. They were off and pacing. That's Descent Sawyer and Capriana Star out for the lead. Racing between horses as they race into the turn. Eagle of Scootin racing on the outside. C.W. Stickman. He's caught wide. He's looking for a pylon. On the outside is Pine Flirt. To the inside is Capriana Star, who's shuffled to the back. Up the backside they go. Racing on the outside, Pine Flirt. To the inside is Little T and Early Trader. Going to the opening quarter, Captain Collie. Captain Collie's out and on the move from 8th to 7th to 6th to 5th as they go by the opening quarter. Love the Way You Look leads the way. 30 and 1/5 for the opening quarter. They circle the turn and race on over to the 3/8 mark. Descent Sawyer buried to the inside is second. Coming first up, C.W. Stickman racing third. Fourth to the inside is Eagle of Scootin as they race past the half. Fifth to the outside, Captain Collie. Moving to the outside is Pine Flirt. To the inside, Little T. Capriana Star trails the field. They're halfway home in 101. They're on their way to the 5/8s. And Love the Way You Look. And Alan Willems clinging to that lead. They have a half-length lead. C.W. Stickman is second. Descent Sawyer right there third. Captain Collie on the outside with every stride coming after the leaders. Now fourth. Eagle is scooting to the inside is fifth. On the outside, Pine Flirt. The inside, Little T is second to last, 8th to last. Capriana Star as they move into the far turn. The leader into the turn. Love the Way You Look. 3/4, 132 and 1. Allen on the move. Here comes Descent Sawyer. 3 wide. Captain Collie, the inside. Eagle is scooting. They're off the turn. They're on their way home. Descent Sawyer on the outside. The inside, Love the Way You Look. The outside, Eagle is scooting, but on the line, Descent Sawyer will give Jeff Nysonger his third winner of the day.
Jeff Nysonger, Descent Sawyer. And for Nysonger, moving right up the list. 3 wins tonight, his 12th of the season, moves into 3rd place as he's now headed Rhett Miller and Trevor Smith. So big night, and it's just really beginning for Jeff Nysonger.
Sat patiently in the garden
6, 1, 9.
and was able to find some daylight there in the final turn and cruised home.
Timothy Rack is the winning trainer, and that's his first win of the season at the fairs.
Looks like he went off at 6-1, so a nice payday for the backers. I didn't hear a final time of the mile.
He hasn't given it as yet.
For having very little experience, that field paced quite well.
The 5th race, a condition pace. Here's the 40-cent Sawyer. 7-year-old Big Olympus Sagebrush out of the Colt Muffler mare. Descent Lawyer is owned by Timothy Reck of Arcanum. Ty Hines of Laurel, Ohio. Tim Reck trains. Jeff Nysonger gets his 3rd winner of the day here at the Fayette County Fair. Mile 203, this race sponsored by Streetside 62 Bistro.
I can honestly say I've never heard of the stallion Sagebrush.
The dam is Decent Lawyer by Cole Muffler.
The breeder is listed as Engel Stable of Illinois. So
Results are official. 5th race. Number 1, Capriana Star, 8. Number 2, Love the Way You Lie, 3. Number 3, Eagle of Scootin', 2. 4, Descent Sawyer, the winner. Number 5, C.W. Stickman, 5. The 6, Pine Flirt, 7. 7, Captain Collie, 6. And the 8, Little T, finished 4th in 2:03. 31 for the quarter, the half 101, 3/4 132 and 1. Top down on your program will read 832 1576 4 on the bottom. 6th race coming up next. It's up in 10 minutes. Professor Patrick will be driven by Mickey Holiday. Mickey Holiday, the 2, Professor Patrick. Number 3, Pike Rock, Thomas Litt. Thomas Litt tries the 3, Pike Rock. Number 6, our Whiskey Cavalier, Jeff Nysonger. Jeff Nysonger to drive the 6.
Well, thank you everybody for coming out today and supporting the Fayette County Fair.
So there you have it, field of 6 to go postward in the upcoming Ohio Colt Racing Association 3-year-old Colt Pace, 6 of them in the 6th after these messages.
Athletes, they come in all shapes and sizes. They catch, they leap, they run. Some athletes even come with 4 legs and paws and hooves. When these beloved family members need care, remember the Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center. Ohio State experts wrote the book on exceptional animal care and know how to get our best friends back on their feet. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Doctor, give me the news. Is it bad credit?
It's bad credit, and you need a car.
Can I be cured?
Yes, but your case needs immediate attention. Visit lowcostcarsoh.com or lowcostcarsnorth.com today. Bad credit, no credit, don't worry. Start driving today.
I've been cured! I can get a car! Woo!
Even if you're sick with bad credit, get a great car today at either Low Cost Cars locations in Circleville and Columbus.
Bow River Jewelry has been the premier designers of sulky jewelry for more than 30 years. We incorporate today's fashion designs to create a unique piece of jewelry only found at Bow River. Visit bowriverjewelry.com today.
welcome back to the Fayette County Fair here in Washington Courthouse, Ohio. It is a beautiful evening as we have 12 races tonight. We just completed race number 5, and so we'll turn our attention to race number 6. The Ohio Colt Racing Association 3-year-old Colt Pace 2nd Division. Purse of $4,083. A field of 6 will be going postward. Roger has stepped away to do some announcing. So we can all now make our plans to start the Roger Houston Fan Club. We'll elect officers. We'll come up with some bylaws, since he can't say no, since he's not on the mic. And we're joined by Doug Ballinger, the voice of County Fair Racing.
Thank you, Jay. We got a rookie that wants a call race.
Yeah. Earlier today, we were talking about starting a Roger Houston Fan Club. I said for $20 a year, we could elect some officers, and he can make special guest appearances. And he says, I already do that. And I said, but we could collect $20 and have a fan club for you. And he said no. But now that he's stepped away, I think we can really do this. We could definitely do this without
everybody knows Roger Houston.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you don't know him, he's not afraid to walk up to somebody and just start talking to him.
He was my idol as a kid, 16-year-old. Now I'm 68.
So. Doug, you were my idol growing up. How's that?
At the Dark County Fair.
At the Dark County Fair? The great Dark County Fair. Yeah. So Tim Harless does a great job there. I enjoy. It's a great fair to visit.
The crowd today here, Jay, is just unreal.
Yeah. We were talking about that earlier. We think it's all due to our advanced prep of the Wiener Dog Races. Anybody who can hear our voice is coming in to see the Wiener Dog
That's
races.
what they say. They field of 9.
Yeah, I know. We've got the post positions.
Somebody
here.
told me the 4 Turbo is the 1 to 9 morning line favorite.
Oh,
I don't know about that.
We've been pumping up Roxy, who's
Roxy?
number 9. She can't bump into anybody on the outside
No.
9. So perfect weather for fair racing tonight here at the Fayette County Fair.
It is great. It's I think low humidity. It's not terribly bad. I don't know what really the current temperature is.
It's supposed to only be a high of 77 today.
Yep.
So
great day.
So some great racing so far.
Yes, some real good racing. Jeff Neisonger, as they call the king of the fairs, he's got 3 wins today, and I'm sure he's going to get a couple more.
Absolutely. When do we stop calling him the king of the fairs, though?
Well, we didn't.
What do you have to do to knock off Jeff Neisonger from the king of the fair title?
Well, right now, I guess
I think
maybe
Ronnie
Ronnie
Gillespie is kind of interesting.
He's in that spot to maybe knock Jeff out of it.
And
But we got a long way to go.
It's
you
a
wait till
long way.
Dark County.
It's a long way to Lancaster.
It's usually Jeff Neisonger's week at Dark County Fair, a dozen wins.
So that's his home turf, right?
Yes.
So was Jeff a sheriff's deputy at one time or a law
Yes, he
enforcement
was,
officer?
but he was in 4-H and got interested in horses. By some of the horsemen out. I forget, it was somebody maybe who his mom was dating at the time. The story I know when he was like a 14 or 15-year-old kid, and his idol was John Campbell.
Not a bad guy to
bad
guy to idolize.
No, not at all.
No.
And Jeff mainly trains, and mainly his driving is at the fairs.
So, yep. I'm sure there's some young men and women here in the grandstand who probably look up to Jeff Neisonger now.
Oh, yes, yes.
So it's great how it all comes around full circle. So what's your next stop on the Doug Ballinger Summer Tour?
I'll be at Sydney.
Sydney? Ohio, not Australia.
Yeah.
We'll go to Roger Houston with the post parade for the 6th.
Fitness. These are the horses. Number 1, let's not forget the driver, Austin Hanners. Number 2, Professor Patrick. The driver, Mickey Holiday. Number 3, Pike Rock with Thomas Litt. Number 4, Rose Run Warrior. The driver, Jack Daly. Number 5, Hello Rocky with Clayton Pfeiffer. And number 6, our Whiskey Cavalier, Jeff Neisonger in the sulky. Horse will take 1 score, go to the gate. Mutual windows closing less than 3 minutes. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
I don't know how many
Wizard
times
goes 1, 2, 4.
I don't know how many times we've heard him say wager now in my lifetime, but field of 6 going postward here in the 6th. We'll take a little closer look. Number 1, let's not forget, Tom Blankenship trains. Austin Hanners is drive for Samuel Eckler of Coldwater, Michigan. Made a break from post 3 in his last start at Wilmington. Finished 2nd, beaten 5 lengths. 2 wins, 1 second, 2/3, and 10 seasonal starts. Number 2 is Professor Patrick with Mickey Holiday for John Fitzgerald, who is also the owner. Made a costly break in his last start at Wilmington. Was 4th, beaten 7 3/4 lengths. This was an undefeated horse last year. He was a perfect 1-for-1 after Professor Patrick won his one and only start at the Union County Fair in Marysville. Number 3 is Pike Rock. Trainer Thomas Litt will now drive for Travis Ray Reinhardt and Herbie Strange, both of Chillicothe. This horse went gate to wire on the 15th of July at Wellston, winning by 10 1/4 lengths in 2 minutes and 1/5. Pike Rock has 21 seasonal starts already, has been in the top 3, 12 of the 21 starts. Number 4 is Rose Run Warrior, Clarence Folk for L&L Stables and William Hart of Carmel, Maine. 2 wins, 3 seconds, and 8 seasonal starts. Been racing at the conditions of non-winners of 4, so very tough company at Scioto Downs. Had 2 straight wins, 4 back. And number 5, Hello Rocky, Clayton Pfeiffer, the 17-year-old, will get the drive for Brett Swartz for Hired Gun Racing right here in Washington Courthouse. and Brian Larrick of Leesburg, Ohio. Winless in 12 starts. Last start was at Wilmington. Started third, finished second, beaten just a half a length, individually timed in 1:59. Mr. Pfeiffer was in the bike for that start. And rounding out the field is our Whiskey Cavalier, Jeff Nysonger, for Ralph Calvert Jr., who is the owner and trainer. Will be making just his second start. His one and only start was at Wellston, which was a 5th place finish. That's your field for the 6th. Right now, your even money choice is number 3, Pike Rock, for Thomas Litt. I guess the fans are excited to have a 10-length winner in his last start.
I'll take the 1. Let's not forget, shows a break the last time. That's at Wilmington, if I recall. That was a sloppy track that night. A lot of rain at Wilmington. He paced in 53-4. Start before that at Northfield in Buckeye Stallion Series. So he's down in class, and 4 starts back. He won at Circleville in a 59-2 by 11 lengths.
Let's not forget is the 3-year-old gelded son of Rockin' Amadeus. Mike Wokenberg has yet to move the gate, so it looks like we'll be
probably getting some calls. He has a radio to the mutuals as well as the judges, and they're in contact, and I'm sure the lines are long. It's one of those things at a fair. This is a fantastic crowd. How many? Well, last year we didn't have that many people. You don't bring that many mutual tellers. I'm not saying that's the case. But it's one of the things maybe they have enough tellers, but the lines are long. You don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people here betting the horses,
which is great to see.
Oh yes. I can remember years ago at Greenville one night. I'm talking probably in the early 80s. I think we bet 77,000. That was unheard of. And now Greenville, most of the time, is your top county fair other than Delaware for betting. And 30,000 is a very good night for a county at Greenville.
Greenville's cut a few dates, have they not?
Yes, they've cut. They're down to 3 dates. Where at one time they were 9 dates.
And they were up racing at noon and 7 p.m.
Yeah. So we go there at Greenville. We'll go a Friday, Saturday night, and back on a Thursday for the Regal on the Arnie Almerhurst.
Do you remember the date for the Gene Regal Memorial? It's usually late August, like the week of the 22nd-ish.
It will be August 26th.
26th.
On a Thursday night.
So if you're anywhere in Western Ohio, I strongly recommend going down to see Tim Harless and the fine folks at Greenville. They put on a great show. They put on the Gene Regal, Gene Regal Memorial, and then they have the Arnie Almerhurst for the trotters. So I think a few years ago, I think the mile was in 151. I think section line Big Rye.
Yes.
So that's just off the top of my head. So
yes. I think this will probably be definitely the 8th year for the Regal. Tim told me I think 1 year before COVID, it was right at a $50,000 purse. I thought he said 35 this year.
Yeah. Which is fabulous.
Yes.
So Hall of Fame announcer Roger Houston has given Doug Ballinger a little break. He's going to call the next 2. The field of 6 is lining up, moving in. We'll head upstairs to Roger Houston for the call of the 6th. The second division of the 3-year-old Colt Pace. Purse of $4,083.
Horses approaching the starting gate. Pacers are all in behind the Mike Wopkenberg starting gate on the upper turn. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. They're Off and pacing, let's not forget, goes right out for the lead. Professor Patrick gets away second. Into the turn, Pike Rock settles in third. Racing fourth, Rose Run Warrior. Fifth on the outside, Hello Rocky. And over our Whiskey Cavalier trails the field. Numerical order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Straight alignment, down the backside, going to the first quarter mark. Let's not forget, has given away now to Professor Patrick, is there second, as the leader is opened up by 4 quick leads. Opening quarter in 30 seconds flat. As the race around the turn, let's not forget the leader. Father Patrick is there second, racing third. That's Pike Rock. Into the lane first time, coming to the halfway station. Rose Run Warrior pacing fourth. Hello Rocky is fifth. Our Whiskey Cavalier, Jeff Nicehonger, can see them all at the halfway point. Out moving on the outside. Rose Run Warrior and Jack Daly now fourth and going to the outside. At the half and 59, onto the backside, pulling the pocket and going after the leader and taking the lead. Professor Patrick on the outside now opens up by a length and a quarter. Let's not forget racing second, Pike Rock racing third. Fourth is Rose Run Warrior racing fifth. Hello Rocky, and trailing the field, our Whiskey Cavalier. Nose to nose, stride for stride, toe to toe. 1/8 of a mile to go in Ohio. Let's not forget on the inside, Professor Patrick on the outside with every stride. But coming home, let's not forget, drawing away from Professor Patrick. It's all, let's not forget, Professor Patrick, Pike Rock.
I think Lisa Schwartz shouldn't have to get paid for that race.
No, that was, I think we could have charted
We could have charted that one. If you weren't listening, the horses were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the quarter pole. They were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the half.
2, 8, 4, 7, 6.
They actually finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So top down on your program should read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Austin Hanners, the 22-year-old from right here in Fayette County.
Getting a lot of drives lately. I just noticed that the last couple months.
And I think his brother Luke is actually racing on the East Coast in
yes,
the Del Mar,
yeah.
the Ocean Downs, Dover, Delaware circuit. So that's nice to see Ohio boys doing well nationally. Let's...
Sixth. Post positions were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's the way they finished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They finished in numerical order.
I read one time the odds of this are like 6,000 to 1 in an 8-horse field that they finish 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
They call that a barber's pole in the old days. And I mean, it not only has to be this way.
1, 2, 3, official.
You know, it could be another combination. The way they went across the wall is your top down, but this would be an easy barber's pole, I should say.
We await Austin Hanners with Let's Not Forget to come back to the winner's circle.
This time, making the way to the winner's circle, the winner of the Ohio Colt Racing Association 3-year-old Colt Pace, purse of $4,083. Number 1, Let's Not Forget. Samuel Eicher of Coldwater, Michigan, the owner, Tom Blankenship, the trainer, Austin Hanners in the sulky. 3-year-old gelding by Rockin' Amadeus out of Panvillion. A winner. 158-4. Final half, 59-4. The final quarter, 30 1/5. Blanking this race sponsored by Anytime Fitness. As Let's Not Forget And Austin Hanners go to the winner's circle.
We have a slight delay while we pick up some more owners. This is a 2 golf cart winner's circle.
A lot of fans. These horsemen have brought a lot of fans. Winner's Circle crowded most pictures today. Brad Conrad will like that.
Brad's not here today.
No,
though.
Brad's at Bucyrus, I believe.
He sent Ellen today.
Ladies and gentlemen, making the way to the winner's circle, in my opinion, the one, the only, Alva Hanners.
That would be Austin Hanners.
Great to see you, Alvin.
I can remember.
That would be Austin Hanners' grandfather.
Yes, when I was a youngster at Scioto in the 70, 72 time frame, I worked for Irv Samples and Austin Hanners. Ran the tack shop there for many years. Or not Austin, but Alva Hanners, I should say.
Austin's father was Brad Hanners, which was an outstanding driver in Ohio. And Indiana, he raced a lot at Hoosier Park when it first opened, and tragically we lost Brad too early.
Results are official, 6th race. Number 1, let's not forget the winner. The 2, Professor Patrick. 2. The 3, Pike Rock. 3. The 4, Rosarun Warrior. 4. The 5, Hello Rocky. 5. The 6, Our Whiskey Cavalier. 6. Top down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the bottom. The quarter, 30 seconds. The half, 59. 3/4, 128 and 3. The mile, 158, 4/5. 7th race coming up. Number 5, Trotting Up a Storm. Make the driver Sandy Beatty. Sandy Beatty drives the 5, Trotting Up a Storm.
Thanks, Roger, for the rundown.
Polhamus. Mike Polhamus drives the 6, Susan B. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
We hope everyone heard that. We have 2 drivers changes here in the 7th. Hugh Beatty will be driving the number 5, Trotting Up a Storm, and Mike Polhamus, the trainer, will be driving Susan B. We're going to take a deeper dive into the 7th race, the 3-year-old filly trot 2nd division, when we come back after a few messages from our sponsors.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres, doing our best to bring you the best.
Be sure to catch the new podcast, The Top of the Stretch, presented by the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. The podcast keeps fans of racing in the Buckeye State up to date on various topics concerning the sport of harness racing. The news and views of top officials, owners, trainers, drivers, and breeders in Ohio. That's the all-new podcast, Top of the Stretch, on the Facebook page of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association. Be there!
Welcome back to Washington Courthouse, Ohio, and the Fayette County Fair. It is our pleasure to bring you the action on the Trot and Pace marketing website. So we hope you found us. I know it was a little difficult today to find us, but we're glad you did. Absolutely wonderful night here in Washington Courthouse. The weather's great. The fans are excited. Nice crowd. Great action on the track. Doug Ballinger is joining me for a few races while Hall of Fame announcer Roger Houston does his little side gig. So, Doug, welcome.
Well, thank you, Jay. Just looking at this 2nd division of this 3-year-old filly trot, they're all looking for a win. No winners yet this year in this field of 6. The real horse, Before You Go, Clarence Falk, Jack Daly. That's a good combination. It sticks out. essentially Jeff Nysonger, as we say, the king of the fairs. He's looking for his fourth driving win of the day, and Brian Roebuck out of Urbana area always has a good stable of horses. So I don't know so much about trotters, but he always has some nice pacing colts.
I'm going to try to do this real fast since we're at the midway point of the race card. I'm going to try to recap the first 6 races. The first race was the first division of the 3-year-old Colt Pace, won by King's Cruiser in 2:01 and 3, driven by Jeff Nysonger. The second race was the first division of the 3-year-old filly trot, Bougie Girl. Kiera Morgan picks up the win for her dad, Virgil Morgan, in 2:04 and 2. Third race, 3-year-old filly Pace, first division, went to Deserrano Hill and Jeff Nysonger for Virgil Morgan. The fourth race was won by Mr. Steele. Overcame a bobble early in the race and won the first division of the 2-year-old Colt Trot in 2:07 and 2, a lifetime mark. The fifth race was a condition pace. It was won by Decant Sawyer and Jeff Nysonger for Timothy Reck. Picked up his first win in 2 years, so was able to get one win in his last 25 starts. And the last race was the sixth, the second division of 3-year-old Colt Pace. Let's not forget, Austin Hanners drove the winner for Tom Blankenship in 1:58 and 4. So that brings us to the 7th.
That's second division of the filly trot, a total purse of $10,312. This division for $5,156. Jay, we have a field of 6 going to the gate, as I said moments ago. No winners yet.
Somebody will be very happy to go home with the 45% of the $5,156 purse. Roger did say 5 are out. We're waiting for 1 to go. Roger said earlier that he felt that this year the judges were being a little bit more stringent. We'll post parade without you.
Yeah, the post parade, I watched some, I think it was yesterday. Roger really got on him at
Carrollton, yep.
And so I think the word got out how bad the post parades have been. So Judge Tony Bergrano called a meeting here a half hour before post time, and Tony told me, he said, I didn't threaten him with a fine. He just said, hey, we're putting on a show. There's people all over watching, and
we have a nice crowd here that probably only watches racing 2 days a year, and that's during the Fayette County Fair. So we need to make sure that we put our best foot forward.
And it can be, and it's easy to do. I mean, if you have a 2-year-old that don't turn, you understand that, But get them together on the backside.
I think we have all 5 now, so hopefully they'll.
I believe we're all out. I see 2 back and 4 here in the turn.
Yep. Jeff Nysonger, I believe, was the last one to come out with the 3, essentially.
Grading order behind Jack Daly.
This is the first of 2 race nights here at the Fayette County Fair, Saturday afternoon, I believe.
Saturday at noon with 15 races. Then they have the big $9,000 Fayette County, I believe it's Fayette County Pace, sponsored by Midland Acres.
Midland Acres, one of the leading breeder in the state of Ohio for a number of years, and they're right here in Fayette County. So
Dr. Robert Swartz, part of the farm there, and he's head of the speed committee here, does a great job.
These are the horses, 7th race, Ohio Colt Racing Association 3-year-old filly trot, $5,156. Number 1, Before You Go, Jack Daly. Number 2, Kissin' Kitty with Justin Hall. Number 3, Essentially, Jeff Nysonger. Number 4, Credit My MVP, Michelle Caldwell. Number 5, Trotting Up a Storm, Sandy Beatty. And number 6, Susan B., Mike Pohemus in the sulky.
That's your field for the 7th. Second division of the 3-year-old filly trot. The first division was won by Bougie Girl in 2:04 and 2. So these 6 will be looking to better that time to be in contention for the blanket. Take a look here at the field of 6. Number 1 is Before You Go. Clarence Folk trains. Jack Daly drives. Jack Daly's been driving for Clarence Folk after the accident of Brandon Johnson, so we hope Brandon is listening or watching tonight. We hope to see you back here racing real soon. Has just 1 start this season, which was at Ottawa. a third place finish with Jack Daly in the bike. Number 2 is Kissin' Kitty. Justin Hall trains and drives. It's nice to see Justin back on a regular basis. This 3-year-old Break the Bank K is owned by Cato Young of Chillicothe. No wins in 3 starts. Number 3 is Essentially. Jeff Nysonger will drive for Brian Roebuck. Brian Roebuck is also listed as the owner. Made a costly break in his last start at Wilmington at the start. Finished third, beaten 10 lengths. 0 for 5 on the season, but does have 3 third-place finishes. Number 4 is Credit My MVP. Owned, trained, and driven by Michelle Caldwell. Michelle was in the winner's circle earlier today with Roger Hughes Jr. She was helping Roger out with the winner there, so hopefully Roger can return the favor for Michelle in this upcoming 7th. Number 5 is Trotting Up a Storm. Sandy Beatty will get the drive. Charles Veneron from West Virginia is the trainer. Was impeded and made a break at the start. It lasted in the Buckeye Stallion Series at Northfield Park. Was taken out of contention, finished 9th. Was individually timed in 2:02, but before that was beaten just by a head at the Meadows in a non-winners of 1. So this 3-year-old Stormin' Norman filly has some speed. Rounding out the field is Susan B., trained and reined by Mike Polhamus, owned by Douglas Gindrich of Troy, Ohio. I think Mike will just be hoping that this 3-year-old Cash Hall filly will stay flat. Has not been on the board in any of his 5 career starts. That's a look at the field for the 7th. Your 1 to 2 betting choice is Before You Go, which I think gets the Doug Ballinger thumbs up.
Well, that would be one of them. I think if I was, if I had one horse that one would be one of them I'd be looking at. The 3 essentially, 5 starts this year. He's on the board 3 times. Trotted in 6 and 3 at Circleville, got beaten by Bougie Girl with Jeff Nysonger. So I'm going to go with the 3.
I'm not big into predictions, but I guarantee you we'll have a first-time winner this season in this race.
I think you're right.
The field of 6 is making their turn, going to the top of the stretch towards the Mike Wilkenberg starting gate. We'll send it up to Roger Houston for the call of the 7th. The 3-year-old filly trot, second division, purse $5,156 here at Washington Courthouse.
Horses approaching the starting gate. Three-year-old filly trotters are all in behind the gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come.
Hi, Jay Wolf. Nice to meet you. We'll get you on here after when Roger gets back.
Trotting Credit My MVP for the lead. Essentially between horses. Inside Before You Go. 3 of them across the track. Kissin' Kitty gets away 4th, now 3rd, as Before You Go makes a break in the turn. On to the backside they go. Racing up 4th on the outside, Trotting Up a Storm. 5th is Before You Go, and trailing the field, Susan B. Down the backside, going to the first quarter mark. On top of the field, Essentially and Jeff Nysonger show the way. Trotting Up a Storm, second on the outside. Credit My MVP, racing 3rd, racing 4th, Kissin' Kitty. As they race around the turn, going to the first quarter mark. Field by the first quarter station. As they race into the lane first time, coming to the halfway point. On top of the field, Essentially. Opening quarter was in 31 and 3. Up on the outside, Trotting Up a Storm now to take the lead. Essentially is there second. Kissin' Kitty on the move on the outside 3rd. Credit My MVP is 4th. Racing 5th, Before You Go. Trailing the field, Susan B. As they race around the turn, going to the 5/8 mark. Over to the half in 103. Down the backside they go. Essentially continues to lead by a length and a half. Here comes Justin Hall. Kissin' Kitty on the move on the outside. Now third, now second. Closing in on the leader at the three-quarter mark. The three quarters, 134 and 1. Midway around the final turn, Essentially has the lead. Kissin' Kitty on the outside second. Trotting up a storm is third. Through the stretch, Essentially closing on the outside. Kissin' Kitty. Kissin' Kitty looked him in the eye and went right on by for Justin Hall.
Kind of an upset winner there, 19-1, Jay.
Yeah, Justin Hall essentially basically got the lead in the first turn thanks to a break by
2, 3, 5. 2, 3, 5.
Jeff Nicehonger was able to get the lead in the first turn due to an untimely break before you go. Trotting up a storm did just that at the half and really pressured Jeff Nicehonger's horse essentially to the half. Was able to rebut that challenge, and but unfortunately probably took just enough out of him that Justin Hall was able to swing by here in the stretch and call it a winner by more than a length. So I never heard a final time.
No, I didn't either. Essentially getting a little tired right at the wire.
Well, essentially just didn't get any breaks that race.
No.
I mean, that trotting up a storm really pressured it for the middle half there.
Didn't get to relax really at all.
2, 3, 5. Official.
Well, the winner's coming back. Jay, I'm going to get back upstairs and send Roger down here. Good talking to you again. I'll kick him out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I believe it was about 8 years ago that a young driver by the name of Justin Hall was seriously injured in a harness racing accident. Some thought he would never return to the sulky, but he worked hard to rehabilitate himself and to get back into the sport that he loved, harness racing. And tonight, Justin Hall is a winner with Kissin' Kitty. Omakino Young, Chillicothe, Ohio. 3-year-old filly by Break the Bank K at a Dance Hall Gal. Home winner in 2:06, a lifetime mark. Kissin' Kitty and Justin Hall. Grandpa Harry Richardson would be mighty proud tonight.
9, 4, 7, 5, 4.
While we wait for the results, Kissin' Kitty is the 3-year-old filly by Break the Bank K out of Dance Hall Gal, which is a Conway Hall mare.
Results are official. Number 1, Before You Go, 5. The 2, Kissin' Kitty, the winner. Number 3, Essentially, 2. The 4, Credit My MVP, 4. Number 5, Trotting Up a Storm, 3. Number 6, Susan B, 6. Top down, 5, 1, 2. 4, 3, 6 on the bottom. The quarter, 31 and 3. The half, 103. 3 quarters, 134 and 1. The mile, 2:06. In the 8th race, coming up, Mike Pohemas drives the 3, Southern Panda. David Young on the 4, Cruising Through Time. Don't be shut out. Wager now.
That was a rundown for the 7th. The 8th race will be a 3-year-old filly Pace, 2nd division, for a purse of $5,616. And when we come back after a word from our sponsor, we'll dig a little deeper into the 8th.
Fayette County Fair in Washington Courthouse is almost as old as the county itself. Believed to have started in 1821, fairgoers arrived on horseback or in wagons. The cost was only 25 cents per person or $1 for the entire family. Women visited while men showed off their strength and skill in competitions. Livestock, flowers, and farm products were exhibited, and horses raced on a straightaway track. Good horses are tradition for Fayette County. The county is home to monumental sires, Wallace McKinley and Bobby Burns. Each horse produced hundreds of foals, laying a foundation for what we know as the Ohio Standardbred. Bobby Burns specifically fathered more high-priced colts during his time than any other stud in the state. Upon his death in 1913, he was buried at the highest point in the infield with great honors. Beyond trotters and pacers, Fayette County was home to immortal Hall of Fame horsemen Stephen C. and Stephen G. Phillips. There is no doubt that Fayette County made its mark on harness racing. Today, the fair is a member of the Ohio Colt Racing Association and hosts 2 days of live-action racing.
Hi, I'm Dean Gillespie, and I want to tell you about the Ohio Colt Racing Association. There's 19 member fairs, and they sponsor the Partial Futurity in Greenville, Ohio. You need to race in the OCRA. Great racetracks, great people. Bring the kids and come out to the fair, and remember, fair time is fun time.
Buying or selling a racehorse? OnGate.com is your one-stop website. OnGate has changed the way racehorses are bought and sold. Easy to view listings makes it easy to find your next champion. Buy or sell at OnGate.com.
Welcome back to Washington Courthouse at the Fayette County Fair. Before we get into the 8th, it's my pleasure to have a special guest here. We have Mr. Greg Simpson from the Ohio State Racing Commission joining us. Mr. Simpson, welcome.
Well, thank you so very much.
So tell us a little bit about your involvement with the Racing Commission, how long you've been serving, etc.
Well, this is my 5th year now. I've been on it for 4, and I'm head of the safety division. And I make it my point to go to all the tracks, as many as I can during the fair season, to take in the racing and just to watch all the excitement. I really enjoyed very, very much.
And it's great to have people in the stands this year.
It is great. You got a big full house here, and I'm happy to see it.
So, thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about your involvement with racing, how you got appointed?
I got started with my uncle, who had owned horses, and my father when I was 12, and I've been involved with it. And at the state fair, I represent the state fair at the Scioto Downs for the races during the state fair for 12 days. But my whole life I've been involved with racing and around horses, so I have a long involvement with horses.
So I remember the good old days when they actually had the state fair races at the state fairgrounds.
Absolutely.
I think they ended about 1984.
They did. They ended in 1984. Mm-hmm.
And with Scioto Downs right down the road, it made a lot of sense. Obviously, the land was a lot more valuable.
Well, the thing about it is, it opened it up for more entertainment, more vendors, and it just worked out real well for everybody.
So you mentioned you're a member of the safety committee.
I beg your pardon?
You mentioned you were a member of the safety committee?
Yes, I'm a member, chair of the safety committee.
Can you talk a little bit about, your role there and what
type
of things
what
you
it
look
primarily is to make sure that the horses are well cared for. That's one thing. That the drivers are that they're always safe in a secure environment during the race and even before the race and in the back lot. We want to make sure that everybody's safe, and if there's any problems, we try to solve them immediately.
So do you got any good Bob Schmidt stories you want to tell us?
Some what now?
Any Bob Schmidt stories you want to tell us?
No, I don't. No, Bob. I've known Bob for a while. Bob's been all right. I know he's doing well.
Everyone's looking around because he's probably here somewhere. But
I got plenty of them.
Roger, do you have anything you would like to ask Mr. Simpson?
No, I just Racing Commission is probably the most important job there is in the state of Ohio for harness racing, because whenever there's a problem, we look to you guys to settle it. And
Bob was good about that. I mean, I enjoyed working with Bob a whole lot.
Yeah.
We tease because we like him.
Yeah, I know Bob's a good guy. I see him about once or twice a year now.
Bill Crawford was actually at the fair at Hilliard's on Monday. I got to spend some time with Bill.
He's a very knowledgeable person.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable, and I learned a lot from him. So he helped me in my development on the Racing Commission very much.
Well, we can't thank you enough for stopping by, and we hope to see you at a few more fairs this summer.
You certainly will. Thanks so much.
Thank you. We want to thank Mr. Simpson for stopping by and saying hello. It's always nice to have the State Racing Commission here at the fairs.
8th race coming up. You don't know. I picked just those 2 races just off the top of my head. I had nowhere they were going to go. But to see Alva Hanners in the winner's circle, we talked about him coming down.
Coming down, yep.
And the family tradition there with the Smith family as well here in Washington, Colorado. We talked, I think, didn't we?
We also talked about Justin Hall. Yeah.
Coming down. I've known Justin since he was almost a baby because I knew his grandfather well, Harry Richardson. And Harry was one of the top drivers here in the Buckeye State back in the late 60s, early 70s. And I can remember him racing in partial futurities at Greenville and all over the state of Ohio. And Justin was seriously, I can't tell you how serious an accident that was. Words will not explain. But believe me, this young man battled back day in, day out, rehabilitation and everything. And that's not easy when you're 46 years old. It gets harder as you get older. But he started driving, I don't know if this year was his first year or last year, started driving a few races. He doesn't drive a lot, but I'll tell you, winning that race tonight, as much as I enjoyed having the opportunity to call it, I think it'll do a lot for Justin Hall.
Absolutely.
And his time back. So, Justin, we love you, and we wish you the best of luck.
Well, we missed the post parade, unfortunately. Yep, due to the interview with Mr. Simpson. But we'll go ahead and take a deeper look. Not What She Said is number 1. Jack Daly drives for Clarence Folk. Winless in 2 starts this season. Had $92,000 on her card as a freshman. Number 2 is Bring On Benny. Mark Winters trains. Jeff Nysonger drives.
1 minute to post.
0 for 5 lifetime. Number 3 is Southern Panda. Mike Polhamus now drives. He also trains for Gary Crumman and Mike Davidson. 2 wins and 11 starts. Was 3rd in the Buckeye Stallion Series 3 back on June 27th at Northfield Park. Number 4 is Cruising Through Time. David Young will get the drive. Tom Blankenship trains. Jason Shumway of Plain City, Ohio. 4 wins and 11 starts this season. Last start out was a win, gate to wire in 1:52. Number 5 is Rainy Day Chick, Austin Hanners for Dan O'Mara. I knew I'd say Mark O'Mara one time. Marjorie Polhamus is the owner. Has 6 top 3 finishes in 9 seasonal starts. Last start was a 5th place finish in the Ohio Sire Stakes at Scioto Downs on July 16th. And rounding out the field is number 6, Sunshine Philly. Brett Swartz is the trainer, co-owner. Brian Larrick of Leesburg. Brett Swartz lives right here in Fayette County in Washington Courthouse. 5 5 seasonal starts, 3 wins, 1 second, $12,000 in earnings. Is won 2 straight here in the Buckeye State. Last start was on July 13th at Wilmington. We have a driver's change on either the 6 or the 5, so trying to find one of them.
By the way, remember earlier we were talking about that Decent Sawyer?
Yep.
That was a winner by Sagebrush.
Mm-hmm. The owner of Sagebrush?
I got the information.
All right.
From our buddy.
Okay.
Steve Bateson.
Steve Bateson knows every horse and know every color and knows every grand dam of every horse that races in Ohio.
Not just Ohio. Sagebrush was a decent Illinois stallion.
Okay.
Now, he typed Stagebrush.
No.
We were talking about Sagebrush. So I'm going to give him a 95.
We'll give him
for
a
spelling.
yeah. My eyes might not be the greatest, but it looks like Scott Cisco is on the 5.
Well, let's see.
Scott Cisco is on nothing else this race, so it's very possible.
Is that who we needed a driver on?
Well, Austin Hanners was listed for 2, and he elected to go with Sunshine Philly.
Mm-hmm. They're going to the gate.
You have Scott Cisco, great. So maybe the betting angle should be listen to what Jay and Roger talk about on the way down, because we're 2 for 2 tonight.
Starter has called the horses to the gate. Final chance to wager on the 8th.
Field of 6 going
Shut out.
postward.
Get those wagers in.
The 3 to 5 favorite is for Cruising Through Time with David Young. The field of 6 heads towards the Mike Wokenberg starting gate. We'll send it up to Doug Ballinger for the call of the 8th.
Horses are rolling behind the gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. They're off and pacing. Rainy Day Chick going for the lead. Cruising through time. On the inside as the field races into the turn. Bring on Beanie protecting that inside position. Well placed. Sunshine Philly is a little jumpy as they race to the first 8th. Not what she said is second to last, and 6th to last is Southern Panda. Down the backside, going to the opening quarter, and up on the outside of the front end. David Young and Cruising Through Time to grab the lead. Rainy Day Chick on the inside. Now we'll get the 2-hole trip. 3 back to Bring on Beanie. Racing around the turn, racing 4th, Sunshine Philly. 29 1/5 for the quarter. Not what she said. Trailing the field, Southern Panda. Into the lane first time, coming on over to the halfway point. Leading away, Cruising Through Time. Rainy Day Chick is second. Out and on the move, Sunshine Philly from 4th. Now 3rd and striding forward. Bring on Beanie to the inside. Racing 5th, Not What She Said. 6th, Southern Panda. Into the turn, they race past the half. On the 5/8, halfway home, 1 minute and 3/5. Leading away, Cruising Through Time. On the outside, Sunshine Philly. They're going at it on the front end, stride for stride. Rainy Day Chick tracking those 2 leaders. Shuffle to 4th, Bring on Beanie is 7 lengths off the lead. Into the turn, Southern Panda on the outside. Not What She Said trails the field. Sunshine Philly has them by 3/4, 1:30 and 4/5. Into the turn, Sunshine Philly. Rainy Day Chick coming after the leader. 3rd, Cruising Through Time. They're on their way home. Sunshine Philly on the outside. Rainy Day Chick just keeps on coming after the leader. Rainy Day Chick and Scott Cisco.
So the win goes to Rainy Day Chick. Dan O'Mara, the trainer. Scott Cisco gets the call and scores over Sunshine Philly and Austin Hanners second, finishing 3rd, Cruising Through Time with David Young. So we get a 5.
Unofficially 5-6-4.
5-6-4 in the 8th.
That was an ideal drive by Scott Cisco. He had the outside post 5.
He left
with them, was able to let one go, and was able to sit back and watch as Sunshine Philly came up first over at the half, and Scott Cisco was licking his chops going down the backstretch.
Yep. Most drivers want to be up close. We might have to consider a different dog.
Yeah, our dog's sleeping right now, Roger.
Roxy is sound asleep. He's not a bit concerned about this big race coming up.
Oops. 9th race beginning ready for the 9th. Mamas Thomas Serbobo CT's Rich Boy, CS Sam Power.
Looks like we have another
Wyatt
2
Blue.
golf cart
You can bring them this way
winner
for
circles.
the 9th.
A popular win for Scott Sisko, Dan O'Meara, and Margie Polhamus of Ludlow Falls, Ohio.
5-6-4 is official. Back in front of the stands, here's your winner of the 8th race, the second division. 3-year-old filly pace, Ohio Colt Racing Association. This is the second division for $5,616. Here's the 5, Rainy Day Chick. She's a 3-year-old bay Philip and Rockin' Amadeus out of the Always a Virgin mare, Fitzy Chick. Season win number 3 is owned by Marjorie Paul Hamus, Ludlow Falls. Dan O'Meara trains. Scott Sisko in the sulky, facing a mile, 2 minutes, 2 fifths. This race sponsored by Distran Steel.
9, 9, 7.
6, 0, 3, 5. You are a winner. Come on downstairs.
Results are official 48th. Number 1, Not What She Said, 5. Number 2, Bring On Beanie, 4. 3, Southern Panda, 6. Number 4, Cruising Through Time, 3. 5, Rainy Day Chick, the winner. And number 6, Sunshine Philly was second. The mile, 2 minutes, 2 fifths. 29 and 1, 1 minute, 3 fifths, 1:30 and 4 fifths. Top down, 5, 4, 6, 3, 1, 2 on the bottom. 9th race, field of 5. There are no changes at this time on your program. Win place show.
9th race coming up, second division. Ohio Colt Racing Association 2-year-old Colt Trot for $5,724. Field of 5 in the 9th when we return after these messages.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at bigdweb.com. Most orders ship that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Cool Winds Farm in Lima, Ohio wants to thank all the breeders that supported our first season standing the trotter, Muscle Diamond. Cool Winds also welcomed the proven sire, Mr. Apples, to our stallion barn. Randy and Kim Haynes also stand the only full brother to some beach somewhere, Bring On the Beach, sire of Heart of Chewbacca. Visit the Cool Winds consignment at the Ohio Selected Jug Sale at Pickaway Ag Center on Friday, September 17th.
Back here at the Fayette County Fair in Washington Courthouse. Our next race up is the 9th of 12. I've had a number of comments on my messenger that what's all the PA in the background. Number one, the Wizard is handicapping the racing program for one. Plus, this is community night, and they're giving away prizes after each and every race here this evening. And some of them are some major prizes as well. So a lot of activity on community night. We back with more racing come Saturday at 12 noon post time. We're racing here at Washington Courthouse.
Doug
Saturday
Ballinger
at
said
noon.
there was 15 exciting heats, but the board over here says 10. So maybe Doug's going to announce 5 races more.
Doug said 10.
Doug said 15.
15. I would almost bet that Doug is correct. He's already asked me, are you going to be here Saturday? You going to be here Saturday?
And the answer is?
Yes. Most generally, I have to check my schedule.
Saturday, I will be at Mount Vernon.
And I'll be at Mount Vernon on Monday.
With?
I don't know.
Me.
Oh, you're there Monday as well.
So we'll do the handicapping show from our car on the way up.
I always feel Mount Vernon Yeah, that's right. I'm going to drive to your house. That's right. Okay.
Yep.
Mount Vernon is one of the most beautiful settings for a county fair racetrack with the lake in the middle and everything
That
like
lake
that.
actually has a name.
Oh, really?
If you go to Google Earth and look, it has a name on it.
What's its name?
I forgot, but I'll have that for Monday's action. The lake in the infield at the Knox County Fair actually has a name.
I announced in Mount Vernon for, I think, 19 years.
I remember a lot of those years.
Yeah.
The barns sit on the backstretch up on the hill, and you always cringe a little bit when you see a 2-year-old go down the hill to the track, because sometimes you're not sure they're going to be able to slow down.
I remember one afternoon, and this was at his prime, Walter Case Jr. came to drive at Mount Vernon, and I think he won something like 4 or 5 races that afternoon.
Came down from Northfield?
And from the backside, he was sitting on the hillside between races, watching all the races when he wasn't driving.
This young man warming a horse up is going to have to move his stirrups if he's going to race. His knees are in his chin.
Well, I've seen a few of those this year as well.
If you're just warming a horse up, you won't have to worry about putting
Cam McGowan got a catch drive from
Terry
Milhone at, I believe, Marion. And it was Terry sulky, and Cameron's knees were pointed directly skyward.
It's always fun to watch.
He said it was the most uncomfortable race he had ever driven.
It's always fun to watch Chris Beaver too, because Chris is 6'2" and more than 200 pounds, and he's left-handed. So when he comes down the lane, he's using a left-handed whip, and it's just awkward.
Yeah. What a year he's having. You know, when we did the freshman focus, he mentioned to us that he spent more money this year for yearlings than ever before. Usually it was somewhere in that range of $500,000, $600,000, but this year he spent in excess of $1 million on yearlings.
Last Saturday, I believe, was it last Saturday at Souder Downs, he won $127,000. He won 5 of the 8. He won 5 of the 8, and then he won a 6th race with his undefeated. Yeah, with his undefeated trotter. So
yeah, I had to watch when I wrote the story how he did it, because 2 big things. He won 6 on the night, and had 5 of them.
5 of them were the Sire Stakes.
Sire Stakes, going for $40,000 each.
We'll go up to Doug Ballinger, who will give us the post parade for the night.
$448 this division for $5,724. Sponsored by North Shore Primitives, a field of 5. Number 1 is Mama's Thomas. The driver is Mark Winters. Number 2, Sir Bobo with Mickey Holiday. Number 3, CT's Rich Boy. The driver is Scott Cisco. 4, CS Sam Power, Michelle Caldwell. And number 5 is Wyatt Blue, Sandy Beatty in the sulky. Win, play, show exacta, Quinella trifecta. Post time for the 9th in 3 minutes.
3 minutes till post time.
We'll take a quick deep dive into the 9th. Field of 5. Mama's Thomas is number 1. Mark Winters trains and drives for Robert Booger of Xenia, Ohio. Made a costly break at the start of his July 12th race at Wilmington and finished 4th. He's 0 for 3 for the season, but does have a 3rd place finish at Circleville. Number 2 is Sir Bobo. Ken Holiday trains. Mickey Holiday will drive. Has a win. Raced just 2 days ago at Lebanon at the Warren County Fair. Made a break at the start and was 6th distance. Was a winner at Ottawa by 9 3/4 lengths with a time of 2:10. Number 3 is CT's Ridge Boy, Scott Cisco. Steve Moore trains and owns. Mr. Moore is from here in Washington Courthouse. Was 7th in his only start of the season. Number 4, Michelle Caldwell will drive for Roger Hughes Jr. CS Sam Power. Race 2 days ago at the Warren County Fair was fourth, beaten 5 lengths, individually timed in 2:08 and 2. 0 for 4 on the season. Rounding out the field is Wyatt Blue. Hugh Beatty co-owns, trains, drives. He co-owns with Charles Geiler and Larry Reif. This horse was a 5th place finisher in his only charted line, which was a qualifying mile on June 21st at Scioto Downs. So will be making its first start of the season.
Field of 5, second division. As the fairs pick up tempo and you have more fairs racing against each other, the purses go higher. Just think 3 weeks ago, they had been going for 3 divisions, something like $3,300. 2 divisions tonight, they're going for $5,700. So,
well, as you said, as we get, I think there's a couple dates when there's actually 4 fairs racing simultaneously. Yeah. So there's only so many horses to go around, so you'll have shorter fields and higher purses. So.
Yeah. 9th race of 12, and then the extra added Wiener Dog Championship after the 12th race. And as we look over the crowd, more and more Wiener Dogs have arrived. And Roxy has taken her nap.
Yep, well rested.
Pre-race nap.
Licking a granddaughter in the face.
Tail is wagging.
Yep.
Happy as can be. I wonder what the pregame meal was.
There's another dog in the row that you're sitting in about 15 feet from you, but I talked to the owner, and that dog was ineligible because it's not a purebred.
Oh.
So he was disqualified from the Wiener Dog races. This is some serious stuff.
Well, I know it'd be we have what is called USTA identifiers. I wonder who the identifier was.
I'm not sure who's checking. Do we have tattooed lips or do we have microchips?
Just can't get over what a beautiful night. It's just the right temperature. Very little wind.
Somebody won the kayak finally.
Did they?
Yeah, I wonder how if you see someone walking around the fairgrounds carrying a kayak.
Did they take it? Did they take it with them?
It's gone. Huh. So if you see someone walking around a Midway toting a kayak around, they are not lost.
Horses are approaching the gate for this 9th race. 2-year-old Colt trotters, 5 of them are second division. Previous division
was Mr. Steele, 2:07 and 2.
Mr. Steele.
So that'll be the time they're gunning for to walk away with the North Shore Primitives Trophy blanket.
County pace for $9,000.
Here they come.
A field of 5, all in behind the Mike Wepkenberg starting gate, and here they come. Gate breaker the 2, Sir Bobo. They're off and trotting. Between horses going for the lead is CT's Ridge Boy, Mama's Thomas to the inside. CS Sam Power to the outside. Wyatt Blue as the field moves into the turn, and the gate breaker, Sir Bobo, is the traitor. At the opening 8, CT's Ridge Boy leads the way up the backside. Mama's Thomas is second, CS Sam Power next and third. Wyatt Blue is fourth, and Sir Bobo way back trails the field. Going on over to the opening quarter, CT's Ridge Boy. Scott Cisco lead the way by the quarter. Mama's Thomas sits the pocket in second. Third, CS Sam Power. The quarter was trotted in 34 and a fifth. Wyatt Blue next in fourth, and Sir Bobo trails the field. On to the 3/8 they trot. CT's Ridge Boy the leader. Mama's Thomas. CS Sam Power, Wyatt Blue, and Sir Bobo in that order. Passing the stands first time coming to the half. 2-year-old Bay Gully, but Long Tom, CT's Ridge Boy, will dictate the fractions. Take him on to the 5/8. Mama's Thomas sits the pocket. CS Sam Power, Wyatt Blue, Sir Bobo trails. Halfway home in 108, 2/5. To the 5/8 they trot. CT's Ridge Boy with the lead. Mama's Thomas right there, second. CS Sam Power is third. Here comes Sandy Beatty and Wyatt Blue to the outside. From fourth, Sir Bobo trails the field. Up the backside, CT's Ridge Boy the leader. Right there, Mama's Thomas closing with every stride. Wyatt Blue, who was fourth, is now third on the outside. CS Sam Power to the inside. Sir Bobo trails. They circle the far turn. 3/4, 1:42 and 2. Eighth of a mile to trot. CT's Ridge Boy, but here comes Wyatt Blue. Mama's Thomas on the inside. CT's Ridge Boy coming to the outside. Mama's Thomas, less than a 16th to trot. CT's Ridge Boy is almost there. CT's Ridge Boy over Mama's Thomas and Wyatt Blue.
So it appears CT's Ridge Boy with Scott Cisco, Mama's Thomas with Mark Winters, and edging the
Unofficially 3-1-5
would be the 5, Wyatt Blue. Sandy
Mile
Beatty
2:14
over CSM Power. The mile 2:14, so no ways near the 2-7 and 2 of the first division. You know, we mentioned about the large crowd in the grandstand. Look at the crowd out on the grassy area between the grandstand and the outside rail.
They got picnic tables and lawn chairs.
Yeah.
And I think with that race, Roger, I think everyone being unexperienced and the tendency to break, I think everyone was just a little ease everyone off the gate, and that's why they got to the first quarter in 34-1. But I think everyone was just trying to, stay flat for the entire race, and I think all but one did. So.
Well, look at this. The quarter was 34-1. The next quarter was 34-1. The next quarter was 34, and then they came home in 31 and 3.
Yeah. This will be a popular victory because not only do we have 2 golf carts, we have some walkers. So this will be the largest owner contingency we've had.
So Scott Cisco goes back to back. As he gets
Second one,
his
Mama's Thomas. Third to
second
5,
one on the
Wyatt
card.
Blue.
Steve Moore, his initial win tonight. As the winner is moving into the winner's circle.
Back in front of the stands, here's your winner of the ninth, the second division. Geo Colt Trot, Ohio Colt Racing Association. This race sponsored by North Shore Primitives. Here's the 3, CT's Ridge Boy. The 2-year-old bay goat, the son of Long Tom, out of the Tom Ridge mare, I'm a Ridge Girl. Trots to a lifetime mark of 2:14. Over Steve Moore, Washington Courthouse. Steve Moore trains. Scott Cisco gets his second winning drive of the day here at the Fayette County Fair. The winner, 1260, 360, 260. Exact 1420. Quinella, 980. The try was uncovered. Combination on the try, 315. It is uncovered.
Did you want to talk to
check those
Steve
tickets,
McCoy's
go
mom?
to the Beauty Department
She's here.
with any questions.
She came up when you were announcing.
Result of the ninth is official. Number 1, Mama's Thomas 2. Number 2, Sir Bobo 5. 3, CT's Ridge Boy the winner. Number 4, CS Sam Power 4. Number 5, Wyatt Blue 3. The winning time, 2:14. The quarter was up in 34-1. The half trotted 108 and 2. 3/4, 142 and 2. Top down 251, 4-3 on the bottom. 10th race coming up in about 10 minutes. A field of 6. No changes at this time in the 10th race, the 3rd division of the 3-year-old Colt Pace. Series said, Speak Well, BBT, Pike and Flash, Official Bean, and Lightmaster, bring 'em on.
Steve. 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 That was the 9th. We'll return from the 10th, which is the final division of the 3-year-old Colt Pace. We'll come back after a few messages from our sponsor.
Your animals provide unconditional love. When they hurt, you want the best care available to help them enjoy life again. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center is here for you and for them. From heart disease to cancer, diabetes to broken bones, and 24-hour emergency services, Ohio State's team of experts make a difference in the lives of animals and the family members who love them. The Ohio State Veterinary Medical Center.
Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning fractional ownership operation. Buy as little as 1% of a racehorse and experience 100% of the thrill. TheStable.ca makes ownership easy, accessible, and affordable. Communication and customer service are at the heart of everything we do. Get started at TheStable.ca.
Welcome back to the Fayette County Fair here in Washington Courthouse, Ohio. Roger has got a special guest.
Now in the grandstand here, Betty McCoy. And I wasn't going to ask you to come over to where we are, because you got a few years on me, haven't you, Betty?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Let's get personal. How old are you?
95.
95? My goodness, I was thinking I'm old at 79.
Oh, a kid.
Well, I'll tell you, I've known your son for years, and we were actually going to interview you last year, whether you know it or not. And time just didn't work out right, so I didn't get a chance to. So I saw Steve somewhere, and I says, "Is your mom going to be at Washington Courthouse?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, we're going to get her on the air this time." I guess the biggest question I want to ask you, have you been a harness racing fan all your life?
No, not till I got married.
What year would that have been?
1945.
Well, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, that's practically all my life, isn't it?
Now, was your husband involved in racing?
Well, he was a veterinarian, and his dad had saddle horses, and there were just always horses around. My dad was, yeah.
Belgians and a few other,
No,
not the big ones?
No, just plain old workhorses, yeah.
When did you actually get involved in harness racing? Yeah. Was it Steve?
When did we get involved? It was Amber Jerry.
Well, when I was a kid,
Steve was just a kid.
50 years ago.
Yeah.
50 or more years ago, yeah.
Has harness racing changed?
Not too much, I don't think.
You still enjoy it?
Just go faster and faster.
Well, that's going to be for years to come, I'm afraid.
I don't know when they're going to have to peak one of these days.
One of these days, but thoroughbreds have been the same speed for years now, but harness racing just keeps getting faster and faster.
They do.
A lot of it has to do with the breed, but also the equipment. The race bikes now, they're so much more fine-tuned, and the way the drivers drive.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe it. You used to think you had a 210 trotter, a 2-year-old, you had a really whiz. Now you can't even hardly.
Now, has Steve got a horse racing here tonight?
Yeah. This 10th race.
10th race. Give us the inside dope. Has he got a chance to win?
I doubt it.
You doubt it? Hey, wait a minute, Steve. Your mom just said your horse hasn't got much of a chance to win. Is that true?
Probably not. Not today. He's in a little deep.
Okay. Well, you heard it, folks, here. Now, listen, if this horse wins, wow.
We'll all be happy.
You'll be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you ever so much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Back to Jay Wolf.
Thanks, Roger. You got to love honesty from mothers, right? Mothers never lie. So, thanks so much for that interview, Roger. The field of 6 for the 10th race is on the track and getting ready to parade the post. It is the third and final division of the 3-year-old Colt Pace for a purse of $4,083. The fastest division so far has been 1:58.4 for Let's Not Forget in Austin Hanners. Doug Ballinger's asked the horses to turn and go to the gate. I see 3 horses. Oh, 4 horses are out. We need 2 more. Here comes the 1. You gotta love mothers when they're brutally honest, don't you, Roger?
Yeah.
Does your son's horse have a shot? Nope.
Nope. Well,
not even thought about it.
Even Steve kind of agrees.
Well, that's why it's called horse racing.
Yeah. Well, you know, if I had a horse and was racing, and somebody says, "What kind of a shot you got?" I would kind of probably back off myself and say,
Absolutely. But
I
wouldn't-
just hope he races good or something like that.
I don't think I'd say nope.
Well, no, we were supposed to interview her last year and didn't get a chance to. And so Steve said she was going to be here. We have decided we're going to ask the fair board to put a railing for us older folks to get up into the grandstand. She said it was too hard.
Field of 6.
We go up to
Number
Doug
1
Ballinger.
is Series Said. The driver is Larry Finn. Number 2, Speak Well, driven by Jack Daly. Number 3, BBT, drivers changed to Scott Cisco. The 4, Piketon Flash with Clayton Piper. Number 5, Official Bean, driven by Austin Hanners. And number 6 is Life Master, Jeff Nysonger in the sulky. You'll have Win Play Show, Exacta Quinella, Trifecta, and Superfecta Wagering. Post time in 3 minutes.
10th race, third division of this 3-year-old Colt Pace. And other divisions tonight, I think we started off with the very first race. Fastest is 58.4. First race was won by King's Cruiser in 2:01.3. The other winner in the fast mile in 58.4, that was Let's Not Forget in Austin Hanners. So that's the time to beat here in the 10th. Our third division coming up, sponsored by Tony's Welding Fabrication. Field of 6, we got some winners. 3 back. Series Said Larry Finn will drive, a winner in 1:54.4 up at Scioto Downs. Raced at Wellston, finishing third, 2:2.4. Official Bean was a winner at Circleville in 2:02, final quarter 30 3/5. All the other horses do not show a winning effort in their past performance miles. Robert, how you doing?
We'll take a deeper dive here into the 10th. Number 1 is Series Said, trained and driven by Larry Finn. This horse has a mark of 1:53.4 from Delaware. State of Delaware, Dover Downs.
Oh, no. Oh, you led me astray.
Number 2 is Speak Well, Jack Daly for Clarence Folk. I believe this horse raced in the Next Generation last year. I believe the Folks purchased this one just before the race. So you're seeing a horse that I believe raced in the Next Generation last year, is 0-4 this season. Jack Daly looks to get this 3-year-old gelded son of Well Said back on track. Number 3 is BBT, Scott Cisco for Virgil Morgan Jr. This horse is 0-9 for the year, 0-15 lifetime. Number 4 is Clayton Pfeiffer driven Piketon Flash. Dustin Pfeiffer trains. Galliers Racing of Defiance, Ohio is the owner. 0-16 lifetime. Last start out was a third place finish at Wellston on July 15th. Number 5 is Official Bean. Brett Schwartz is the trainer. Austin Hanners will drive for William Lee Bean. This horse has 3 wins and 12 starts, 6 for 28 lifetime. And rounding out the field, the Steve McCoy owned Life Master Jeff Nysonger will drive. Mark Winters trains, 0 for 3 lifetime. Did break its mating last year in 2:02 and 3 at Troy. That is your field of 6.
And Life Master is not the long shot. The long shot being the one horse, Series said, but the wagering actually is pretty well spread out except for the 5 Official Bean. Everybody between 7-2 and 7-1. Moving in behind the gate. Three-year-old Pacers. Third and final division.
Starter Mike Wackenberg has them all lined up and ready for a start, and here they come. They were off and pacing for the lead. Official Bean, Light Master on the outside. Sari said protects that inside position. Into the turn, BBT comes out in 4th. Racing 5th, Piketon Flash and Early Trader Speak Well at the opening 8th. And up on the outside, battles on the front end. Not giving way, the leader, Sari said. Nysonger with Light Master will back off. Now we'll get the 2-hole trip. Racing 3rd, Official Bean. 4th, BBT. 2 back to Piketon Place. 2nd to last and 6th to last is Speak Well. He's 10 lengths off the lead by the quarter. Series said and Larry Finn. The opening quarter in 30 seconds. Right there, 2nd. Light Master racing 3rd. Official Bean. 4th, BBT. 5th to the outside, Speak Well. They pass the stands first time. They come on over to the half, and Piketon Flash shuffled to last. They're halfway home. Series said and Larry Finn by a leg. Life Master. Here comes Official Bean. He's first up. BBT will pick up that cover. He's 2nd over, racing 4th. 5th into the turn is Speak Well, trailing the field. Piketon Flash halfway home, 1 minute and 3/5. Front to back, they're only separated by 6 lengths. And Series said we'll take him up the backside. But here comes Official Bean from the back of the pack. Piketon Flash, he's stacked up 3rd over. He's now 6th. He's now 5th. He'll be shoved 3 wide into the turn. Moving 3 wide, Scott Cisco and BBT at the 3/4, 131 and 1. BBT the leader, but here comes Piketon Flash off the turn with an 1/8 of a mile to come. BBT on the outside as they turn for home. Speak Well getting into it, but coming to the line. BBT gives Scott Cisco his 3rd winner on the card.
So the win goes to BBT with
the mile,
Scott
2 minutes, 4/5.
2 minutes and 4/5. No ways near the fastest division. But for Scott Cisco, I know Doug won't say it, but that's 3 in a row in Ohio. Maybe Doug will surprise me.
They were all stacked up there at the 3/4 pole. I think the entire field of 6 was within 5 lengths
But
of
they
each
sure
other.
strung out coming home, though.
Yeah. So I believe BBT was the horse on Jug Day that got loose from his warm-up driver and made a couple tours around the fairgrounds last year.
Was that in the
top of the stretch?
The USTA?
No, this was he was warming up for earlier on the Jug Day card, and
just a warm up.
Just warming up, and we looked up, and there was a gentleman standing in the track and a horse running loose. So,
wasn't that Chris Page?
No, I believe it was BBT. It was just a warm up driver.
Because I remember Chris Page turned one in front of the stands and got tossed out of the bike last year.
Well, we won't tell him that.
Page wants us to forget that.
Yeah. 3rd win for
BBT. 3-year-old Brown go to the center, well set. Out of the Camscar Shark Mare, Little Betty. On the ribbon ship, Berkeley Heights, New Jersey, Virgil Morgan Jr. trains. Scott Cisco gets his third winner of the day here at the Fayette County Fair. This is behind BBT, the mile 2 minutes, 4 fifths. Race sponsored by Tony's Welding and Fabrication. It is official. Number 1, Series Said 6. Number 2, Speak Well 2. Number 3, BBT, the winner. Number 4, Piketon Flash 3. Number 5, Official Bean 5. And number 6, Life Master 4. 2 minutes, 4 fifths, 30 seconds. 1 minute, 3 fifths, 1:31 and 1. Top down, 6, 2, 1, 3, 5, 4 on the bottom. 11th race in 10 minutes.
9, 9,
The Bobby
7.
Burns and Major Willow Signature Series Trot. Number 3, Cantab Alendi will be driven by Jeff Nysonger. Number 6, Uncle Joe, Jack Daly, the 6, Uncle Joe. TT's DJ, Master Mighty, Cantab Alendi, Cash Lane, Sizzling Chips, Uncle Joe, Lane of Stone, Voyage to Paris, bring 'em on.
The winning number.
Well, the 11th race comes up. We still need a driver on the 8, Voyage to Paris. We'll be back with more from Washington Courthouse in just a few moments.
Doctor, give me the news. Is it bad credit?
It's bad credit, and you need a car.
Can I be cured?
Yes, but your case needs immediate attention. Visit lowcostcarsoh.com or lowcostcarsnorth.com today. Bad credit, no credit, don't worry. Start driving today.
I've been cured! I can get a car! Woo!
Even if you're sick with bad credit, get a great car today at either Low Cost Cars locations in Circleville and Columbus.
Hey everyone, if you like horses, you'll love our podcast called Horsing Around. I'm Michelle Gatchell.
And I'm Kelly Bell. And we talk to horse breeders, trainers, and owners about something we all have in common. Horses!
We have as much fun learning about horses as we hope you do listening to the people telling us their stories.
Listen Saturday mornings on WDLRradio.com.
Horsing Around is sponsored by the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.
Back here for the 11th number 12 race card. 11th being a overnight event.
Signature Series.
It is the Signature Series, limited to 8 starters and a preference to Ohio sire. Wholly owned Ohio, top Ohio money earners in 21. Sponsored by Willis Clark Agency. A full field of 8 to go postward, and this one carries a purse of $5,000. Jeff Nysonger on the 3, Cantab Lindy. Jack Daly on the 6, Uncle Joe. And Austin Hanners will drive the 8, Voyage to Paris. In the race, a winner 5-back was TT's DJ, June the 15th at Scioto in 55-4. Master Mighty with Thomas Litt was a winner at Northfield on June the 20th in 55-4. Cantab Lindy shows wins May the 6th and May the 14th at Scioto Downs, 55 and 54-2. Cash Lane won a qualifier at Scioto in 58. Uncle Joe, a winner last year in 57, back in September 1st, his first start of the year. Lane of Stone, what more can you say about this one? 4 of 17 in open trots at Miami Valley, Dayton, and at Scioto Downs. Was a winner 2-back at Scioto in the 22,000 Open in 153-4. Jeff Nysonger will not be driving tonight. Mark Winters, the trainer, will drive his own Lane of Stone.
He wanted that 5%. He didn't want to give Jeff Nysonger the 5% drive money.
You shouldn't say that. That's not true.
But then Jeff Nysonger picks up the drive on Cantab Lindy, who has earned $600 $171,000 lifetime.
Wasn't there a story earlier this year, I believe, on the USTA by Wendy Ross on Cantab Lindy? Yeah, this is the one I thought they were talking about.
If you add the lifetime earnings of this field, it's just short of $2.3 million.
The wildest thing is, Nysonger, to my knowledge, has never driven Cantab Lindy. I can't help but feel that Mark Winters, because this is the home fairgrounds, wanted to actually drive his own horse.
Oh, and absolutely. And
Yeah.
you wouldn't drive a $22,000 open trotter who's been very, very, very competitive at Scioto Downs here at the county fair unless it was for a little bit of pride. And
It'll be interesting to see if there's a battle here.
Earlier
right now.
tonight, we talked about a horse off the air. We were talking about a horse called Winning Ticket by Chris Beaver.
Chris Beaver.
All 8 of his lines had ones. He led at every call, every race in the past performance program. Let's look at number 6. There's an awful lot of number 1s in there.
Yeah. He's always been on top at the quarter.
Yep.
Always on top at the half. Last time out, though, he was second and starting to fade for one reason or not. So I'm not sure why Uncle Joe, but he turned in a clunker, finishing 8th with a final quarter in 32, a mile in 58 and 3. Alex Hawk was the driver. Tonight, Jack Daly will drive, but that last start for Uncle Joe is a real clunker.
But I think Earl Owings realized that and has given that horse off since October 27th. So this will be the first charted line for Uncle Joe in a long period of time.
Could have been a little sick that night. Horses are not like people.
Nope.
They can't tell you, hey, I'm sick. Now, sometimes their habits may change to give you, maybe get off on their feet or something like that. But a lot of times you don't know that a horse is sick until after the race is over, when all of a sudden you get some fluid coming out of their nose, or they start coughing or something like that.
And people think these horses are cars. They should do the same thing
Yeah.
every time,
No.
and that's just not the way it works.
No, it does not work that way.
The crowd is thinned out slightly, but I think it has been a wonderful night. It's been a good night for Virgil Morgan Jr. as a trainer. It's been a good night for Scott Cisco as a driver.
Virgil Morgan Jr., we're going to talk about Cisco winning 3 races, and Virgil's won 3 races as well.
Yep. And Jeff Nysonger has had a good evening, so.
I see at least 6 of the 8. When I was up announcing those 2 races, and I wish more and more presiding judges would do this. And maybe if you're listening out there and you're a presiding judge, they had a meeting tonight before the races of all of the drivers and said, when you bring your horses to the track, you stay between the 8th pole and the quarter pole. None of this going around the racetrack, none of it being up at the top of the stretch or anything like that. Keep your horses between the 8th pole and the quarter pole. Keep them together. Then when they're all out, you can parade in order. Oh, I wish more judges would do that here in the county fairs. It would mean much more better post parades. And I think people that are watching tonight will admit our post parades have been pretty dang good.
Yes, they have. And speaking of which, we'll go to
Number 2,
Doug Ballinger for the
Master
11th.
with Thomas led. Number 3, Cantab Lindy. Jeff Nysonger drives. Number 4, K. Number 5 is Sizzling Chips, Alan Woolhams. 6, Uncle Joe with Jack Daly. Number 7, Lane of Stone, the driver Mark Winters. And number 8, Voyage to Paris, Austin Hanners in the sulky. Win, play, show, exacta, quinella, trifecta. Daily double wagering on races 11 and 12 In the 12th, number 1, Spectacular Rock, Jack Daly. The 2, Jimmy James, make the driver Mickey Holiday. They're going to the gate in 3 minutes. Note the 7 Lane of Stone will come off the second tier along with the 8 Voyage to Paris. They're both trailers in his 8-horse field.
Did he say Mickey's driving a horse in this race?
The 12th.
Oh, the 12th race. Okay.
This is a large field of 8 going for a purse of $5,000. Number 1 is TT's DJ. Ty Van Roden trains and drives. 3 wins and 21 starts this season. 118 starts lifetime. Number 2 is Master Mighty Thomas Litt. Trains and drives. Was scratched by the judges on the 11th of July. Hasn't had a charted line since June 20th, which was a 6th place finish at Northfield Park. Number 3 is Cantab Lindy. Jeff Nisarner will drive. 13-year-old gelding, trained and owned by Brent Davis of Zanesville, Ohio. This horse has 242 lifetime starts and $671,000 in career earnings. Number 4 is Cash Lane Conley Newberry, the 19-year-old driver.
Winner of the Terry Holton Youth Award.
2 years ago. Mike Polhamus is the owner and trainer. Winless this year, has 16 wins and 98 career starts. Lifetime earnings of $155,000. Number 5, Sizzling Chips. Brian Georges trains. Alan Wollums will get the drive. 0 for 10 this year. 13 wins lifetime. Last start out was at the Lexington's Red Mile. The 4th place finished individually timed in 1:55 flat. Number 6 is Uncle Joe, Jack Daly. Earl Owings trains. Richard Owings is the owner. First start of the season. This horse last raced on October 27th at Dayton Raceway. Number 7 is Lane of Stone, the open trotter from Scioto Downs, comes home, if you will. Mark Winters is the trainer. Driver Harry Horowitz from Brooklyn, New York. This horse has $581,000 lifetime. And rounding out the field is Voyage to Paris. Austin Hanners drives. Thomas Litt is the trainer. 80 career starts, 18 wins. Unfortunately, none of those wins have been in its last 6 starts. Nice field of 8.
About to go postward. I'll tell you, Ashley, in the Racing with the Stars tent, Ashley Daly has been quite busy tonight.
In fact, I saw her go back towards her car and come back with an armload of more gifts.
More merchandise.
Is that true? The track record here, Roger,
for trotters
is for only 2 minutes and 1/5.
2 minutes and a fifth.
Mighty Coleman, way back in the Bush administration. I think it was 2001. Nope, 1992. And that would have been the original George Bush.
You know, the early days of my career, one of the horsemen that trained horses here was a guy by the name of Dud Moon. Dud Moon. And he had an owner by the name of Mario Markey. Mario Markey raced in a number of amateur events nationwide. I raced with him, I believe, a couple times up in New York and New Jersey. What's interesting, Mario and his wife owned a restaurant in New York City, and they, because of COVID and everything, have got out of the restaurant business and no longer have that restaurant. But there was a couple of horsemen from years past.
The Markey Moon connection.
Yeah.
That is the slowest I've ever seen Mike Wokenberg take a starting gate away.
He'll speed up and get away from him. He was actually talking to him.
Mike will talk to anyone who will listen. This should be an exciting one.
Yeah.
It's post time for the 11th. Signature Series trotters are rolling behind the gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come.
Don't forget that track record for trotters. 2 minutes, 1/5.
6 on the run.
The romping, trotting Cantab Lindy for the lead. Master Mighty along with DJ's DJ. Into the turn, racing on the outside. Cash Lane coming out from the second tier. Lane of Stone as they race around the turn. Voyage to Paris, third to last. Sizzling Chip, second to last. And trailing the field, Uncle Joe. Up the backside they go. On the inside, TT's DJ with the lead. They're going at it on the front end. On the outside, trying to get to the front is Master Mighty. Cantab Lindy is third. Racing fourth, Lane of Stone into the turn. Fifth on the outside, here comes Uncle Joe. Voyage to Paris to the inside, and Sizzling Chips trails the field by the quarter and 28 2/5. Passing the stands first time. Coming on over to the half. TT's DJ has the lead. Here comes Lane of Stone and Mark Winters from fourth to third to second. Lane of Stone powers to the front. Uncle Joe on the outside. TT's DJ, the inside, is third. Master Mighty is fourth. Halfway home in 59 seconds. On the 5/8 they trot. On the outside, Voyage to Paris. On the inside, Master Mighty's all stride. Up the backside, Lane of Stone the leader by 6. Voyage to Paris is second. Racing on the outside, now third, Cantab Lindy. Racing fourth, TT's D Lady. On the outside, Cash Lane. They're into the far turn. Lane of Stone, 3/4, 129 4. Around the far turn, Lane of Stone the leader by some 5 lengths. Voyage to Paris second. Cantab Lindy is third. Racing fourth, Cash Lane. He's on his way home. Lane of Stone and Mark Winters coming to the line. Lane of Stone.
Silence is gold.
159 2 for Lane of Stone and Mark Winters. A new track record. Previous record set back in 1992 of 2 minutes and 1/5 by Mighty Coleman. Tonight here at the Fayette County Fair, Lane of Stone and Mark Winters.
Mission accomplished.
159 2. I was concerned about
159
fourth or fifth
2
early on, but then when I realized on the front end they were going what they were going.
Neither Ty Van Roden or Thomas Litt wanted to relinquish the lead, so they were ding-donging
The
on
last
the front.
drawing.
I've known Ty Roden for a long time, and one year he took a horse into the Signature Series final at Delaware, I believe, and won it. And that year the horse won something like 12, 13, 14 races in a given year.
He's been doing it a long time.
Yeah. Trains right here at Washington Courthouse.
So who says you can't win from the second tier? We had a 7-8 exact.
Well, who says you can't win out of the 8-hole at Delaware? Doc Holliday did it back-to-back races last year. Lane of Stone, the track holder with a record mile at 159 2.
Mark Winters is enjoying his trip back to the winner's circle, is taking his sweet time. And
Maybe
I
a
would
little
too.
slower than normal.
I'm sure he's soaking it up.
Look at the tickets. 619.
Winner of the 11th, the Signature Series trot. The Bobby Burns and Major Mallow trot. A new track record holder. 28 2, 59, 129 4. The mile 159 2. Here's the 7 Lane of Stone. 5-year-old Brown a horse by Wishing Stone out of the Lindy Lane mare. Wisteria Lane, owned by Harry Horowitz, Brooklyn, New York, Mark Winters. Right here in Washington Courthouse, Ohio, trains and drives this great 5-year-old who is 25 of 54 in his career, with earnings in excess of $584,000. Lane of Stone and Mark Winters, track record 159-2. Let's give him a big hand.
Mr.
The
Hanover.
winner 460, 460, and 210. Exacta 1260, Quinella $10. Try 783, 2120. Here's the way they finished the 11th. TT's DJ 7. Master Mighty 5. Cantab Lindy 3. Cash Lane 4. Sizzling Chip 6. Uncle Joe 8. Lane of Stone the winner. Voyage to Paris 2. The mile 159-2. 753, 468, 1, 2 on the bottom. 12th race coming up next. Number 1, Spectacular Rock, Jack Daly. Jack Daly the 1. Mickey Holiday the 2, Jimmy James. Mickey Holiday the 2, Jimmy James.
Those are your driver changes in the upcoming 12th and final race, the final harness race, to be followed by the championship Wiener Dog event, broadcast right here on our OHHA broadcast. We'll be back with more after these important messages.
For over 50 years, Midland Acres has provided top-quality Ohio-bred colts and fillies. As a third-generation farm with 500 acres of pasture for breeding to boarding and on-site veterinarian care, we understand the importance of delivering well-cared-for and well-mannered yearlings. Visit us September 17th at the Pickaway County Fairgrounds and get in the winner's circle with the yearlings by Fear the Dragon, Yankee Cruiser, Pet Rock, and Long Tom. Midland Acres, doing our best to bring you the best.
When you need supplies for your horse, one name stands out: Big D's. Since 1976, Big D's Tack and Vet Supply has been the equine experts you can trust. Whatever your horse needs is available at Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Visit the retail outlet in Streetsboro, Ohio, or order online at BigDWeb.com. Most orders shipped that day, or call 1-800-321-2142. Big D's Tack and Vet Supply.
Bow River Jewelry has been the premier designers of sulky jewelry for more than 30 years. We incorporate today's fashion designs to create a unique piece of jewelry only found at Bow River. Visit bowriverjewelry.com today.
We are back for the 12th and final from the Fayette County Fair. Washington Courthouse, Ohio. This is day 1 of their 2-day race meet. We will be back on broadcasting Saturday at 12 noon. This 12th race is the $5,000 McKinley Kirk Signature Series Pace. This race was limited to 8 starters, given a preference for Ohio sired and wholly Ohio owned. Top Ohio money earners of 2021. We have a full field of 8. We have some interesting driving assignments in this race. Number 4, Ubuntu, will be driven by Colton Noble. If that last name sounds familiar,
Fourth generation.
He would be the grandson of Sam Chip Noble, the third.
And the great-grandson of Ruz Noble.
Yep. And it's my understanding Chip Noble will be the newest member of the Immortal section of the Harness Racing Hall of Fame.
These are true gentlemen and Chip Noble.
So it's neat to see the 4th generation. I understand this isn't his first career start. I heard
I think called his first at a matinee. Now, I don't know about a regular race. His first career start was at a matinee 2 years ago, I believe, at Greenville. I don't know if he won that or not.
Colton raced at Lancaster last year, Roger said, on the way down.
Okay.
So, Case Bateson will drive the 6, Rock and Randy V. If you were at the Putnam County Fair in Ottawa, that was Case's first drive, and he was out winging and dinging the entire time. Second place finish, and that would have been on June 23rd. So a little bit speedier here with the post parades. Obviously, when there's no horses to warm up, we can move a little faster.
Yes, yeah.
So.
They did a great job of bringing them out today. I mean, as we said earlier, a great crowd. They're all here. They're getting ready for the Wiener Dog Race. It's been a good day. They've won some nice prizes by the chamber.
We were laughing. I said they had a kayak. I said, so if you're walking around the midway of a county fair toting a kayak around.
they might wonder about you.
There's 8 in the field. 6 of the 8 have career earnings of $100,000 or more. 5 of the 8 have a lifetime mark of 153 or faster. If you add them up, we have 928 career starts heading into this event and 136 career wins. So a very veteran group here in the 12th.
We're back at it. I don't know if you're back Saturday.
I'm actually at Knox County Fair.
Oh, you're
I'll be at Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon. And what time's the post time there?
It's late, 7. Susan Schroeder and I will be doing that.
Okay. I know Roger's back here Saturday.
And then I'm with Roger on Monday at Knox County at noon.
Okay. Here's the post parade with Roger.
We have a late driver's change. I don't know if you heard it. Jeff Nysonger will be on the 8 RJ's Dragon.
Horses are on the track and parading the post for the McKinley Kirk Signature Series Pace. And these are the horses. Number 1, Spectacular Rock. The driver, Jack Daly. Number 2 is Jimmy James with Mickey Holiday. Number 3, Winna. The driver, Larry Finn. Number 4, Ubuntu with Colton Noble. Number 5, Don't Ever Give Up. The driver, Scott Cisco. Number 6, Rockin' Randy V. The driver, Case Bateson. Number 7 is Fox Valley Rebel with Michael Swartz. And number 8, RJ's Dragon, Jeff Nysonger in the sulky. Horses will go to the gate in about 4 minutes. Don't be shut out. Wager now. Daly on the 1, Holiday the 2, Nysonger on the 8.
That is your field for the 12th and final here from Fayette County Fair. Number 1 is Spectacular Rock. Jack Daly drives for Earl Owings. A winner last start on July 15th at Wellston in the Signature Series. Paced his last quarter in 30-1 for a final time of 2 minutes flat. Jimmy James, trained by Kenny Hurst, owned by Kenny Hurst, be driven by Mickey Holiday. This horse took a bad step and got involved into an accident at Wellston. So Kenny Hurst decided to originally put Jeremy Smith down, and now Mickey Holiday. Number 3 is Winna. Trained and driven by Larry Finn, owned by Brian Witt of Cedarville, Ohio. Was disqualified in his last start after a break at the start at Wellston on the 15th of July. Ubuntu, Colton Noble, the 4th generation driver, the 17-year-old. Norman Ray Racing, which is his parents, Danny and Christy Noble. Christy Noble is the trainer. This horse qualified with Colton in the bike on July 5th and was second in 54-1. Number 5, Don't Ever Give Up, is driven by Scott Cisco. John Ingram is the trainer. Raced his last 2 starts at Lexington in a claiming optional in a non-winners of 2, a 3rd place and a 7th place finish over the Red Mile. Is 0 for 24 the last 2 seasons. Number 6 is Case Basin driven Rockin' Randy V. He shares ownership with his father and is trained by Jason Brewer. 2 wins and 14 starts. Has 2 second place finishes, his 2nd and 3rd starts back. He finished 2nd at Ottawa with Case in the bike on June 23rd at Ottawa. Number 7 is Fox Valley Rebel. Deborah Schwartz owns and trains. Michael Schwartz will be the driver. 205 starts for this 10-year-old gelded son of Yankee Skyscraper. And rounding out the field, RJ's Dragon, Ty Van Roden. Jeff Nysonger has been named the late driver's change. This horse won its last start by a neck in a non-winners of 2 last 4 starts. Paid nearly $29 to win. The mile was in 52 and 3. 7 and 8 will be trailers. They score 6 across here at Washington Courthouse. So Fox Valley Rebel will have to follow Spectacular Rock, and RJ's Dragon will have to follow Jimmy James. That is your field. Who do you like, Doug?
Well, they're betting the rail horse, which is 1 and 8. Nysonger the 8. I'm sure he can get him around the track out of the 8 hole, but they're betting the 1, Jack Daly. 1's a lot better post than the 8 today here at Washington Courthouse.
It's not often that a third choice is a 17-year-old making a second career start.
And that would be Ubuntu.
Ubuntu.
He's been a good horse in his day. He's got 3 wins on the year. You never know just how it plays out. He's coming off a qualifier. He's been pacing in 53, 54, which is probably a 58 mile here today.
The track record is 57 and 2.
They could reach it.
Established in 1993. So
I was very glad to see Mark Winters and Lena Stone, hometown boy, get that record. Lena Stone, a great horse here in Ohio.
Horse.
A good-looking horse. He's just a class act after that, Lena Stone was.
I was convinced that Mark Winters wanted to keep his 5% drive and didn't want to give it to Jeff. So
Pacers are all in behind the gate. The gate swings into the stretch, and here they come. They're off and pacing. Spectacular Rock goes for the lead. Jimmy James second. Ubuntu gets away third on the outside. Winner gets away fourth as they race around the turn. Racing fifth from the second tier. RJ's Dragon. Down the backside they go. 3 wide. Rockin' Randy V. Next comes the Fox Valley Rebel, and treading the field, Scott Cisco. Don't ever give up. Cisco can see them all. Go on to the first quarter mark. Ubuntu and Colt and Noble up on the outside to grab the racetrack. Going with him on the outside, Rockin' Randy V. Now second and moving up with every stride. Racing third, Spectacular Rock as they race by the quarter and the 3/8 mark. Into the lane first time. On the outside, Rockin' Randy V takes the lead. Ubuntu is there second. Racing third, Spectacular Rock. Fourth to the outside, RJ's Dragon. On the inside, Jimmy James racing fifth. 58 and 3 to the halfway point. Moving on the outside, that's Fox Valley Rebel to the backside in the 3/4 mark. Next comes Winner, and treading the field. Don't ever give up. Down the backside they go. On top of the field, Rockin' Randy V. And Case Bateson opens up by 3.5. Ubuntu starts to close the gap second. Racing third, Spectacular Rock at the 3/4 mark. A little more than 1/8 of a mile to go in Ohio. It's Rockin' Randy V bringing him into the stretch. Ubuntu on the inside second. Coming home late. Spectacular Rock coming to the wire. Case Bateson and Rock and Randy V over Spectacular Rock and Ubuntu.
Well, unofficially, number 6, Rockin' Randy V, and Case Bateson picks up his first career win. That was an impressive drive by him. I don't know. He had the outside post 6. He let all the dust settle. There was a little skirmish at front, and he found himself 8th.
Don't forget,
in
after
the first
the
1/8 of a mile.
21 on the board. There's a good payoff.
Yeah. He was able to pass a lot of horses down the backstretch. He took the lead just at the half and opened up by 3 or 4 lengths down the backstretch and was able to hang on. That wily veteran Jack Daly almost got him. So congratulations to Case Bateson. I hope his dad's watching.
I don't see him in the winner's circle right now. He could be coming in one of these golf carts.
I think if Steve was here, he would have been up here by now.
6-1-4.
Well, I'm going to get back up there. I got to call Wiener Dog Race. Thanks a lot, Jay. Take care.
Give our Roxy a little extra. How do you call it? Isn't it like 10 yards? Hey, Doug? Isn't the race like 10 yards? So you say they're off and then they're done? Okay. So Case Bateson gets his first career lifetime win. This will be a trivia question 30 years from now.
At this time, back in front of the stands, your winner, the 12th race, the McKinley Kirk Signature Series Pace, number 6, Rockin' Randy V. Owned by Steve Bateson of Rudolph, Ohio, Case Bateson of Moraine, Ohio, Jason Brewer, the trainer, Case Bateson in the sulky. 5-year-old Gallibet Pet Rock at a Meadowland Riley. A winner in 1:58, 3/5. Final half a minute. Final quarter, 30 2/5. Special congratulations to driver Case Bateson with his very first winning drive. Results are official. Number 1, Petacular Rock, 2. Number 2, Jimmy James, 8. Number 3, Winna Winna, 5. Number 4, Ubuntu, 3. Number 5, Don't Ever Give Up, 7. Number 6, Rockin' Randy V, the winner. Number 7, Fox Valley Rebel, 4. Number 8, RJ's Dragon, 6. Top down, 285, 371, 6 on the bottom. The quarter, 30 seconds. The half, 58 3. 3 quarters, 128 1. The mile, 158 3/5. That concludes our racing, harness racing program. Don't forget racing. 15 exciting races come Saturday at 12 noon. Be sure you're here for more racing at the Fayette County Fair and Washington Courthouse this Saturday at 12 noon. And upcoming, it's Wiener time.
Thanks, Roger. Congratulations to Case Bateson. Needless to say, he had a nice smile on his face when he came to the winner's circle. His first career drive, or first career win. Roger and I were able to broadcast his first career drive, which was up at Putnam County Fair in Ottawa. So, a day Case will never forget. Virgil Morgan had 3 training wins today. Jeff Nicehonger with a triple. Scott Sisko with 3 in a row mid-card.
Okay, we're ready for the Fayette County Fair Wiener Dog Championship, sponsored by Red Collar Pet Foods, a purse of $500. Starting gate is making its way onto the track. Winner take all, $500.
I'm actually more nervous for Roxy than I am for my own horses when they race.
Field of 9. We'll go through the field. Eliminations were held at noon here at the Fayette County Fair. Number 1 is Samson Lee. He weighs in at 12 pounds, trained by Anna Lee. Number 2, Triple H, weighing in at 11 pounds, trained by Mary Miller. The 3 is Cooper. He weighs in at 15 pounds, trained by Olivia Grimm. Weighing in at 13 pounds, trained by Frank and Caitlin Justice, is Turbo. Number 5 is Tilly, weighing in at 7 pounds, trained by Ashley Swiger. Number 6 is Millie Lee, weighing in at 13 pounds, trained by Anna Lee. 7, Reese, weighing in at 15 pounds, trained by Eric and Jennifer Pitstick. 8 is Mac. He's trained by Alexis Henry. He weighs in at 11 pounds. And number 9 is Roxy, weighing in at 12 pounds, trained by John E. A field of 9.
They don't mess around, do they, Roger? Look who
No,
they
they
have
don't.
starting. They have Mike Wokenberg starting this event. I believe Mike has something to do with this, though.
He built
the starting gates.
The gate.
The gate for the horses
Yeah.
and the dogs.
Yeah, well,
All right.
definitely for the dogs.
Okay. I remember him saying that.
Yeah.
And he uses the red, blue, white, green, black, yellow, pink. So he's a good harness guy.
Now,
unfortunately, all the saddle towels look like they're purple.
oh, really?
They're all down here on the table.
We actually had.
With a floral blanket.
Yeah, we actually had different colored saddle pads
Okay, well.
at Canfield.
Oh, look, and Mike Wokenberg even has his name on the starting gate.
Well, of course.
You know
Wiener Dog Races, Wilkenberg.
He starts
Starting
the
gate.
he starts the excitement.
He starts the action.
Trying to see what these little phrases. Oh, it does say we start the excitement. So. Think we could go trackside, Roger, and get a dog reaction to this?
Think that wireless will work down there? Will these others work down there?
If Roxy wins, we're down there. I'll
Come on,
carry
let's
you.
go down. We're going to go trackside.
All right. We don't mess around here, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's take him to the track.
We want to get a bird's eye view of Roxy. They have security here and everything, Roger. We got Mike Wokenberg here, the official starter of the horses and the dogs.
Manufactured the dog box.
I know. We've already said you start the excitement.
Yes, sir.
Well, we're a little biased. We've been hanging with Roxy all day. So can you open up 9 a little faster than 8?
It's not made that way.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah. She walks out there. They don't get a fair shot. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can we get Becky over here? She's a lot cuter than you.
Take him to the track.
We want Becky because you're better looking than.
Got our official starter, Mike Wapkenberg, and his assistant, Cameron Van Roden.
Do we have photo finish if this gets too close? Do they have photo finish if this gets close?
Getting these dogs to come to the track is worse than getting the horses out.
Well, there's the finish line. Security, ask him for his credentials. He may start the excitement, but he also causes trouble. Should I mosey on down to the finish line, Roger, so I can call? You can call the first 8th, and I'll call the final 8. It'll be over by the time you say anything. You can do anything you
Barn
want.
area, return those saddle pads, please. All money will be
Are you in charge
available
of
in the
all the
race
dogs?
office on behalf of
Or
the
you just do the
speed
gate?
committee presiding judge.
Okay, because
Tony
we have a
Bernardo.
little complaint about the
I'd like to thank you
purple
for a
saddle
great job
tails
today.
for
Great
all the
post
dogs.
parades. Great job of racing today.
All right,
Post
no, I'm
time
just
at
teasing.
12 noon on
We're still on the
Saturday.
air. We're still on the air. It's so how did you get the Wiener Dog gate here? Put it on a flatbed truck. Okay. You start the excitement.
Okay, we need everyone's attention.
I wanna know why
if
there's not
you
10
don't
starters.
have a wiener dog in the race, we ask you to clear this area a little bit. Number 1, Samson Lee.
Do they identify them?
You guys need to back up. They can't see.
Do they identify the dogs before?
And the dogs run
Okay.
to
They
you.
have
We're trying to
identified them?
do this fair.
Okay. I like the name Turbo. I mean, that's
Triple
a fast
H.
dog sounding name. Turbo. That's a good dog name. He's 13 pounds. I'm worried about the 7-pound dog. I can't hear you, Roger.
Cooper. No. Turbo. Cooper isn't here.
Uh-oh.
Got a scratch. There it goes.
Tilly.
Got a s-
We got a late scratch.
looks like that. At least he hasn't showed up.
Millie Lee.
yet.
No Turbo, huh? Did he fail
Reese?
post or pre-race?
Have we got a white?
We got a wireless yet. There's a white furry dog.
Mac. Roxy. These are your finalists from this morning.
Hey, were the post positions a random draw for the final? Okay.
Well, they had 3 eliminations.
They had 3 eliminations. Well, Roxy finished second in her elimination. I didn't know why you saddled her with post 9.
It must have been luck of the draw.
No, it is. He confirmed.
No, it was a random draw.
It's a random draw. Okay.
No. Never seen a white wiener dog.
Well, a furry one too.
He almost looked like a cocker spaniel.
That's what we heard in a trophy this big. That's what the owner said. He was more proud about the trophy than he was the trip to Canfield. Okay. Well, I'm prejudiced about Roxy. We've been hanging with Roxy all day long.
I still. The thing is the person at the finish line.
That's why we have a granddaughter for Roxy. There goes Cooper. Cooper looks serious.
And look, 2 of Cooper's friends are going.
Oh, that's true.
We'll have to share a microphone, I guess. Oh, look at the trophy.
They have the beauty queen, the fair queen here, and the trophy.
Fair queen. Look right up there at the camera.
You're the
Would you-
queen. No one will know.
Trophy. Look at the size of this trophy. Oh my goodness.
Oh, there comes 7. Reese. Let's see, what do we have down here to entice them? We have treats. We have a piece of cheese. We have a white rag or yellow rag. Is that a terrible towel? Nope, not a terrible towel. Then we just have a granddaughter squatting, patting herself on the leg. So this is the reason. Look at them. Well, Roxy's only 7 months old, so we're gonna have to. Is this a non-winners of 1 event? Two-year-olds non-winners of one?
Maybe.
I tell you what, Roger, I'm more nervous for Roxy right now than we were for the Sire Stakes last weekend.
It's fractional owners.
Wonder what it would cost to get in on a Roxy. You could take Roxy on the road.
We could have probably bought in on the prize now.
Doug Ballinger.
You're the starter, Doug.
Okay, load them up.
All right.
Final call to wager on the Wiener Dog
I have
Championship,
never
sponsored
been
by
this
Red
nervous
Collar
before.
Pet Foods. $500 on the line.
Starter's not
Winner
even
take
watching.
all.
Starter call.
On your mark, set, go. And they're off. And first away is Turbo. Turbo's there first. Second, the 8, Mac.
Well, wait a minute. We have
Finishing
one
third,
off
number 9,
course.
Roxy.
We have one off the
Turbo
course.
is the winner.
We have one off the course. 4.89. If you had the 4.89 trifecta in the Wiener Dog races, you are
6.3 seconds. It is a track record. The winner, Turbo. Let's give them all a big hand.
We couldn't beat a dog named
And
Turbo.
the Red Collar Pet Foods, who sponsored this event. Harness Racing, 12 noon on Saturday.
Roxy.
15 races, 12 noon.
Good job. You took a track record to beat Roxy. And they got a little floral blanket and everything. Roger, it took a track record to beat Roxy.
Now, since my microphone's breaking,
Do we have the wireless? Turbo, huh? Let me get the wireless.
All right, the champion Wiener Dog. Receiving the Bed of Roses, the gigantic trophy, and the $500 gift package. Turbo! Just like the Kentucky Derby. Congratulations and thank you so much, everyone. Special thanks to Red Collar, Bay County Travel and Tourism, Bay County Chamber of Commerce, Brian Crooks, and the whole fair board.
No, Roxy.
That was. Gotta go on to Canfield. Oh, go to Canfield.
we were.
Exactly. We needed another eighth of a mile, and she
You're
would
the
have been
owner of the 4.
Yes.
Now, my question is.
Yeah.
Your mic's not on yet.
It's not for the PA. This is for Facebook. I am the announcer at Canfield, Ohio.
Okay.
Now, my question is, are you going to accept the invitation to go to Canfield, Ohio on Labor Day?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be there.
Okay, looking forward to it. What's the name of the dog, Turbo?
This is Turbo.
How old is Turbo?
Turbo's 3 years old.
Roxy's still out here. Would you come to the gate, Roxy?
He won't bite, will he?
I don't know. He might.
He might.
No promises. He don't. Trevor, Justice.
Okay, Trevor, we'll see you in Canfield, Ohio. I believe it's Labor Day. Looking forward to it, and may the best dog win, and I hope you have a good race.
Thank you. We'll be there.
Okay, thank you.
Here, Get with Roxy. Good job, Roxy. The spoils of
Well,
third place.
that about wraps it up for today here at the Fayette County Fair in Washington Courthouse. We'll be back come Monday again for more harness racing. 15 races scheduled on the OHHA Facebook page. And looking forward to you'll join with us at that time as well. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast. We want to thank all the fair officials for making it possible. Trot and Pace Marketing, and my co-host Jay Wolf. We wish you the best, and we'll be back with you come Saturday at about 11:45 right here on the OHHA Facebook page. Be there!
This has been Ohio County Fair Racing. Ohio County Fair Racing is brought to you by thestable.ca, the Ohio State University Veterinary Medical Center, Midland Acres, Cool Winds Farm, and Big D's Tack and Vet Supply. Ohio County Fair Racing is a presentation of the Ohio Harness Horsemen's Association.